up? What up? What up? It's OGQ. Gently, I appreciate you for rocking with me, bro. Hey, it's Saturday morning, bro. Your boy really got some freely single time, so I'm gonna realize what to do with it. And what I'm gonna do is, bro, on Saturday, bro, we gonna start filming some reactions, showing you what I be looking at, bro, and seeing what's funny. Let's clip this joint up. You know what I mean? Find me somewhere. I find Omeezy, you know, funny. I mean, not funny, but informative, to be honest with you, you know, because like right now at the time of my life, like I feel like I'm a tweener, right? Being 40s, you feel like you're a tweener. Like, you know, I'm dealing with, you know, my kids, at work. I got to deal with people 20 something, but also I deal with people that's in a, you know, and they could be 50, 60 something, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes even 70. So with that being said, man, I feel like I'm that tweener generation. So I'm still trying to stay connected with the younger. So with not the younger, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say YNs and things like that, but like for real, man, I'm trying to stay connected to everybody. Like, cause you know, the art of communication, right? Like the generation younger than me, they typically don't, you know, want to verbalize communication, or you know, they tend to want to be in the text, which is one-sided, and I hate it because I feel like you can read it the way that you want to read it in your thought, in your process, in your head, when really the way I want to communicate it may be completely differently, you know. So man, again, so here we gonna find some crazy shit. We gonna be looking at Cenat University. We gonna look at Briggs and MiniFiggs, man. Legos hit every generation. And then, you know, WWE again, generations after generations, bro. I'm a generational guy, so keep rocking with me, bro. But let's hop right into this Cenat, who we drafted for the streaming university, bro. And I ain't even mad, bro. Like for real, bro. I be having like young dudes rocking with me, bro. That, you know what I'm saying? They be like trying to motivate me because they actually enjoy having conversations with me, right? But like, man, he was like, man, you could have been at streaming university, but I was like, bro, I'm 41, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's damn near like dating a 40-year-old rapper. You feel me? So at that point, man, like, I don't know. I want to restructure, set up. What up, Reno Flow? How we doing, bruh? I appreciate you for sliding through. We gonna go ahead and start this video, bruh, because I'm just sitting up here ranting. But really, we need to hop right into shit. That's what I need to learn to do, bruh. Stop bullshitting and hop right in. Oh, damn. Oh, fuck. Stop bullshitting, hop right into it, bruh. So shit, let's go ahead and get into it. It's OGK. Hey, we getting ready to be watching this Omeezy today. Let's go. Alright, purpose.
Of being away from his computer, bro finally remembered the password. That's right, Cenat has returned to streaming, and he did so in a bang.
Kai was back, baby.
And not only did he drop some interesting tidbits that I think are worth discussing.
Streaming University is happening every goddamn year. For as long as I am alive, as you will be happening. 2027, 2028, 2029, I'm going and getting bigger and better every single time, okay, y'all?
But he also came back to do the greatest.
Bruh, he literally said he gonna have a streaming university every time, bruh. Hey, I appreciate you for sliding through with OGK, bruh. If you rocking with me, let me know.
Sub-directors, teachers, and even janitors. And for what it's worth, he made a lot of people's day.
Juicy Jacob! Shonix! Shonix! No way! No way! Oh my God!
I want to take this chance to thank absolutely nobody.
You see, most most streamers spend years trying to get even 100 people to watch them live. But during Cenat Streamer University announcement segment, people saw those numbers tenfold in an instant. I saw somebody go from 1 viewer to 7,000, 4 viewers to 16,000, 31 viewers to 21,000. And it's not because they had some sort of viral clip, not because the algorithm had finally found them, but because Cenat did one thing. He said their name.
Raw Dog Moon.
Cenat's comeback stream pulled massive numbers. Over 1 million peak viewers, 155,000 YouTube subscribers gained, and over 61...
Bruh, 1 million peak viewers, bruh. Hey, if I stream for 1 million days, I'd be lucky to have 1 million viewers, bruh. Like, bruh, that's like killing, bruh. Like, oh, man.
1,000 Twitch subs in his return. But the craziest part is not what this big stream did for Kai. It's what this stream did for everyone else. Because Streamer University is starting to look less like a content event and more like a cultural launch pad. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. Do for me like Cenat did for those other people. Blow me up in a second. Now, back into the video. Now, I don't think I'm jumping the gun when I say this, but I think that this is one of those moments where you're gonna remember where you were when Cenat did his Mafiathon 2 announcement. We knew where we were. We were up live on the Omizi channel till about 2 a.m. trying to figure out if we as a collective got in. We didn't, but that's not a bad thing. We got stuff to talk about later on in this video and in others. We'll get to that at a different time. But the reason why we stayed up so long is because this didn't feel like a normal comeback. A normal comeback stream is usually just a streamer returning, talking to chat, explaining where they've been, why they've been, and maybe farming some of the hype for future events. Kai made this event feel like a return with stakes. He got 400,000 followers in the 48 hours leading up to the event. People didn't come to just watch if Cenat was coming back. They came to see who would be attending Streamer University Part 2.
Now, real shit, they say they got 400,000 people, right? Now, out of that 400,000 added, right? How many people was new streamers just trying to get in who never put in any work, bruh? That was an issue too, bruh. It's a lot of people who didn't put in any work who's part of this.
And I don't have to just look at Cenat's numbers alone to see how important this night was. When I was going on Twitch and YouTube last night, I saw people pull massive, and I do mean massive numbers, just waiting for the return of Cenat. Not only did it have this comeback feeling, but it also had this draft night feeling where every pick is a reaction. Every pick is important. Some people were celebrating. Some people were confused. Some people were mad that their favorite creators weren't picked. Hell, some people were mad because they didn't get picked. Again, we'll highlight it at a different time. And that's what made the announcement feel bigger than just some event. Kai made feeling like getting accepted was a life-changing and a career-changing moment. But the reason why this felt so much bigger than just Kai's stream is because every time he named somebody, the attention didn't just stay there. It switched over to the people that he had handpicked. I sat there last night and looked at a list of these names, and for what it's worth, these weren't the most popular and notable names. I didn't feel like I saw a bunch of already established celebrities and content creators get into the building as opposed to those that were up and coming. I saw people who had 2 viewers, 3 viewers, 4 viewers, 5 viewers take massive increases. And the reason why this is important is because streaming is one of the hardest spaces to get discovered in. On TikTok,
Yeah, I ain't even gonna lie, bro. If I would have known that, I would have been like, man, I just be thinking that I'd be out here, but it'd be like people really watching and tuning in and like, you know, the community growing. And that's the one thing we all got to realize is, right, like it literally only takes a moment. And if you hustling and you showing that, you literally showing that what you here for is literally for your community, bro, that's what you got to be here for. Like, it's not just about just getting bread, man. You like, you know what I mean? You have to develop a relationship. And on top of that, man, you may fuck around and lose some relationships chasing a fucking dream, bro. That's the reason why I say, bro, this shit, like, you know, to be streaming is damn near to be like being a rapper. You know what I mean? But the one thing is, if you rap, you got to be able to flow. All you can gotta do is either have personality or do some outlandish shit when it comes to this. But I don't know who's willing to do, you know, me personally, I wouldn't do anything outlandish, you know, like I just want to laugh and talk and watch Omizi videos.
one video can randomly hit the algorithm and change somebody's week. But on Twitch, know, if nobody knows your name, if nobody has you saved over to the side on the following, or if you're not bookmarked or whatever, it's hard for people to find you. You can be funny, you can be consistent, you can have a great personality, and you can be the most creative person in the world. But if you are sitting at 10 viewers, 30 viewers, or even 100 viewers, most people will never, and I do mean never, know that you exist. Streaming on Twitch specifically is like one of the only means of social media in which you have to grow another platform in order to grow the platform that you intend to actually grow. But see, this is why those viewership spikes were so important. Kai basically became the discovery page, you know, that page that you click into when you type in twitch.com. When he announced people on this stream, the audience didn't just clap and stay stationary. They actually moved on and flooded that actual person's stream, following them in mass, gifting them in mass, subbing to them in mass.
Oh my god, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? What the hi! Oh my god, I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I'm so sorry. Wait, hi! Wait, hi! Thank you. Hello, everybody! I've never seen this many people in my shit before. You guys are in my shit. You guys are in my shit.
Oh, bruh. I bet that felt good.
Normally, a shout out may get
I bet that felt good, bruh.
platform. Yo, shouts out to Squiggly Wiggly on Twitch. But ultimately, Kai's announcement gave many people an audience that was live, that was bigger than established streamers. I think it's worth noting that the big name streamers saw spikes too. I saw Agent go from like his normal 9K to 27K, and I saw Senna take a crazy spike as well. And I'm not saying that that's not important, but think about this, going from 4 viewers to 16,000 viewers. Mind you, Agent has probably had those peaks before, but somebody with 4 viewers, hell, getting 8 viewers, doubling from 4 to 8 viewers on a given day is something tremendous. Times that by an insane amount, and you've got this person's week, month, year, hell, lifetime made right there. And when a streamer can move audiences like that, he's not just making content anymore. He's literally creating his own system.
Streaming University.
You gotta realize, bro, that is influence. Like, the one thing Kai has with this, man, if you trip off of it, it's influence. Bro, to be able to cause that many people to jump to one person who 4 people was in, bro, that is influence. Like, and he positive with it, bro. Like, come on, man.
Is designed to help the discoverability of streamers who put belt to ass year after year after year.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, when I tapped into Kai's stream last night, the first thing that stood out to me, and I said this while I was streaming, was that streaming needed this. Not saying that he's the end-all be-all, and really those in the streaming space would have to answer this, but when he was gone, the stuff that was coming out was unentertaining, sloppy, disinteresting, annoying, and all these other things. Like, the biggest story in streaming post Kai Cenat was what? Chud the Builder?
Yeah.
But see, this to me is why Streamer University.
Chud the Builder, Dean the Great, bro. It's like, for real, we need Kai to come back as streamers at some positive shit. Because without Kai, it's literally all negative. You get Chud the Builder, you get Briggs and MiniFiggs, which I'm happy, Reckless Business doing that. But you also get, Dean and AB. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of negativity, bro. And sometimes, like, I want to see positive stuff, bro. Like, I want to see the world change. You know what I mean?
Announcements, rejections. It has people debating who deserved to get in and who didn't deserve to get in. That structure is what makes it feel bigger than a normal streamer collab. Kai is taking the chaos of streaming and turning it into something people can really get into and follow, like a real institution. This is why, to me, it feels cultural. In the past, if you wanted to become a star, you needed a label, you needed a TV network, you needed a studio, or a platform to push you. Now, one creator can have enough influence to create their own pipeline. Kai is not just reacting to internet culture. He is building the stage that other creators want to be on. Now, that doesn't mean that Kai Cenat created discoverability for creators. Big creators have always shouted out smaller creators. That's not what I'm saying. But Streamer University made this process feel bigger, more organized, and more dramatic. It's not just, hey, I found this person, y'all go check them out and you subscribe. In reality, most people will be like, well, I'm not going to go subscribe. I'm going to watch them while you watch them. It's, hey, this person has been selected for something that is exclusive. I don't don't know who said it, but Streamer University may be harder to get into than Harvard. And that creates status. But this is where the story needs some more balance, because getting picked by Kai can change your life, but it doesn't automatically guarantee to make you a star.
Hey, I'm Barbie Sky. Update because Streamer University 2. So I wanted to talk about my experience and where I'm at. So right now, I significantly average less than when I had originally went to Streamer University, and I am in a ton of debt, and I am completely broke. I feel like the problem was after Streamer University, I was kind of forced into doing IRL content because it seemed like that's all people wanted, and that was the meta. And my viewership significantly dropped when I tried switching to IRL content.
The viewer spikes are crazy, but the attention.
Now the thing is, right, she went from doing regular streaming in her room and then went to go do IRL with everybody else because that's what popped. But to be honest with you, she eliminated her core fan base. And that's one thing you gotta learn, bro. Like, it's gonna be people that's gonna rock with you. Like, it's people that rock with me from playing UFC from years ago. It's people that rock with me from playing GTA 5 on the Xbox One. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, you can't forget your original people, bro, just because something new hit. You gotta still stay true to you and who you are.
Itself does not make a career. Going from 4 viewers to 16K viewers can change your life for one night. But the real question is, what happens tomorrow or the next day or the day after that? Do people come back? Do they remember your name? Do they connect with who you are? Do you have the personality to make them stay? We know based off of last year's chain of events that content creators like a Barbie Sky weren't able to maintain such a viewership that they gained while at Streamer University. When I looked at her numbers, she had peaked as well in the multiple thousands of viewers, and now she's claiming that she has less viewers than she started with. And there can be a ton of reasons as to why that happened, but I think ultimately what I'm trying to portray here is that just because you got your name called last night does not mean that you've automatically made it and you can just sit on your heels and, you know, wait for the money to just start flowing in. If I was most people that got accepted last night, I would take a look at somebody who won an award for taking the baton and running with it, and that would be Yana.
Bro, Yana came into Streamer U. If y'all look at her lore, Yana came into Streamer U with a small amount of fucking viewers, gang. Whenever somebody asks me who came into Streamer U small and left big, whose life is different after, and it's Yana, bro. Like,
you see, Kai didn't just use her as an example randomly. Yana is the perfect example and proof of what Streamer University can do for somebody. She didn't come into the game polished at all. She literally came in streaming off of a PS4. She was playing games, she was talking to chat, and she was being herself. And if you look at her audition tape, it is the exact opposite of the way that a lot of people did their audition tapes for this year.
Hi Kai, Cenat. Don't even act like you don't know who I am because you know exactly who I am. I'm a rapper. I do stream on my PS4 setup because I haven't been able to invest into a PC setup. And every time I went to stream, everyone said, is that an airplane in the background? Because my PS4 blew up on stream. I'm about to change the world with this one. Kai, you should invite me to Streamer University. If you don't invite me.
And I think that's why most people connected with her. She was not trying to be the loudest person in the room. She wasn't getting that gimmick off. She was not forcing some sort of character. She was truly and genuinely being herself. And I think that that was portrayed not just in the audition and not just during Streamer University, but for the months to come after Streamer University, leading up to the moment in which she got a scholarship to return on a full ride.
Oh shit.
Now, she's one of the biggest and most notable female streamers in the game, and she's getting there by doing the same thing that she did from the start. I don't think this was just some nice gesture because she's got a pretty smile. I think that this was an example to be put out there for a lot of people saying, hey, this is...
It helps. She's easy on the eyes. It helps. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. I ain't seen an unpretty girl in this motherfucker. Like, it's a certain thing. I seen Lizzo name on her, and I ain't seen Lizzo not one time, and she done dropped a gang of weight. I'm just saying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
what this should be about. This is what content creation really is. It's not the clip farming. It's not even the drama farming like some of us are, you know, doing on this platform. But it's none of those things. It's about being creative. It's about being yourself. It's about letting authenticity rise to the top. On one end, you might have some creators that are exposed by the spotlight because they aren't ready yet, but somebody like Yana can use the spotlight as confirmation. She already had the foundation. Streamer University just gave her a bigger stage, to be quite honest with you. This is what makes Streamer University so interesting. It can be a huge opportunity, and simultaneously, it can be a real test. But ultimately, if you're talented, it can speed up your career. But if you're not ready, the spotlight can expose fast who you really are. So the real story isn't that Cenat just helped a bunch of small streamers get views. The real story is that he created one of the only moments in streaming where discovery, status, competition, culture, all these things can happen at one time. Cenat's comeback stream proved that he's still one of the biggest streamers in the world. But the Streamer University announcement proves something even bigger. Cenat can now create these moments for other people. He can return after months of being away, pull over 1 million peak viewers, gain massive subscribers across different platforms, and still make the biggest conversation about the creators.
He did it.
I think that's real power.
He the one.
Streamer University is not just a school. It's not just a streaming event. It is becoming the internet's version of a draft night. And don't worry, there's so much more to unpack about this whole Streamer University situation that will roll out slowly. But when one name reveal can turn a 4-viewer stream into a 16,000 viewer event, you're not just watching content anymore. You're watching people's careers get drafted live. And you definitely got to have conversation about that and give applause for it. About a year ago, Cenat had arguably the biggest streamer event that we've seen in modern times. He invited a bunch of random content creators and some of his friends to a college campus in order to launch what was known as Streamer University.
All right, so shit, we done with that one. All right, what's gonna be next? Hey, Stream, do me a favor, bro. In between, bro. Hey, if you on this mug, hey, do me a favor. Like, shit.
Gotta hype me up. Hype me up.
Hey,
Hype me up. I hype me up.
we got that in. We got the Omeezy. All right. And then let's hit the JiDion's arrest. No. Yeah, Caleb Hammer.
To receive advice from you, but if you can't farm the drama of it all, if you can't make the salacious content of it all, then it kind of falls flat for the new era of Caleb Hammer.
Oh, so if you ain't hit the Caleb Hammer be like, he was a financial dude, and I was used to seeing him do financial things. But now he's starting to borderline like cross that racist shit, bruh. Or say certain things that it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. You're not a comedian, so like you're supposed to be helping people with their finances, and instead, you know, you crucifying one of your black I don't want to say co-host employees. So let's watch Caleb Hammer real quick, bro.
Oh, of course.
yeah.
We don't need to be around those blackies. Them.
What the? I shouldn't laugh at that. That is crazy.
Yeah, I know exactly what's going on right here.
$250 a week on Dunkin'?
Probably.
$250 a fucking week on Dunkin'?
Probably.
Every day you're getting donuts every fucking day. How are you enough?
Now, for what it's worth, Caleb Hammer has started Financial Audit as a means to help those in need. People sign up for the show that know they're in great financial situations and strife, and then they come on for him to give them advice, see where their spending is, and guide them in the right direction. And when I first watched the show, it was pretty solid stuff. A reality check for most, and even a little reminder to me that, hey, I probably don't need to stop at McDonald's because I don't have McDonald's money. But over the past couple of years, Caleb Hammer seemingly has been more content-pilled now more than ever.
You absolute degenerate piece of shit.
You're talking to me now. Oh, Thor.
Can we please bring in Tyler? I just need a little translating here.
Oh, you need some translating?
I need
got
a
you.
little bit of
What seemed to be somebody who is level-headed and caring about truly emotional things when it comes to people's personal finances has now taken on this whole different persona. And maybe this is his old one shining through, but it seems as though Caleb Hammer is now starting to invite people on there to be not just his personal punching bags.
What hits your account on a monthly basis?
My paycheck? Yes! I get 2 paychecks. So it's not monthly, it's bi-weekly. You know?
What hits over? What's your bi-weekly check that hits your account? Oh, this is why you will never go beyond customer service, and that's not talking about a customer service. You'll just never go beyond it.
And I don't know, man. It seems as
Nah, bro, this dude he hitting below the belt because he really trying to cause
emotional damage.
And I don't get it. You know what I mean? Like, if a person is there already for their finances, exposing themselves, open like a book for you, right? Why are you up here criticizing them and calling them dumb, man? It's just like the same thing if you go on one of these reality shows for, like, not a reality show, but like, let's say you go on like Jerry Springer or some shit like that, and you expose Steve Wilkos for the modern people, right? You go to Steve Wilkos. You go there, you expose everything for $200 and to get out your city for a day or two, bruh. And then you just exposed everything to everybody and you can't outlive it. And that's who you are for that segment. Like, think about this, everybody, and it's not just that. Before you post stuff on social media, like, think about this. You gotta live with that, bruh, because it's never gonna fucking leave. So you gotta believe and stand by the shit that you say. Like, real shit.
though we kind of lost the plot. How you got here in a financial conversation in the first place is beyond me. But then to bring your token black co-host or black producer or whatever this guy's purpose is to then
Shit.
racial jokes, racial moments, racial content is just a little bit too much on the nose.
How do you think George Floyd died? There you go. If you're not afraid to say it, then say it.
Say what?
What?
And behind all the yelling, behind all the crap,
No.
Emotional damage.
Real shit. Hey, no matter how much.
Free human monies. Ooh, I bet it's in his briefcase. Wow, this is great.
You couldn't put me in that room with that person and say there's things you know that's wrong to say, and whenever you say them, who gives a fuck? Out of the context with that person being there, you're not pushing boundaries, bro. You're being evil and rude. Like, that's what some people fail to realize. Like, I know a bunch of slurs for different races. I never say them. If you going in on a person, you go in on that particular person. To use the one word that's super harmful to that group of people is fucking wrong. Like, if you gonna throw, you gotta throw daggers, bro. Don't be sitting up here, bro. I hate ignorant people, man.
shouts behind all of the nonsensical racial themed things is an algorithm that is pushing all of this to the forefront of the conversation. And all the while, you have an audience who is yearning for this content because at the end of the day, it's still financial advice, right? And now the real question becomes, is the financial audit show still about helping people fix their lives? Or did Caleb Hammer turn broke people into content? Did we really need to do the Jerry Springerification of financial struggles and hardships of the average everyday American? If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's going to go a long, long way for the channel. Trust me, I'm not going to yell at you if you don't do these things. We're not going to Jerry Springerification this platform. I would have been yelling at content creators a long time ago. I don't know. That's just a little strange to me. Anyway, back into the video.
This is Caleb Hammer. This is also Caleb Hammer.
If you rent and just put your money into the stock market instead of that down payment on a house with a little extra for a mortgage, you'll win every time.
This is also Caleb Hammer.
Like, I own, but it was very affordable for me.
I went on Caleb Hammer's financial audit a few years ago. Now, what I failed to understand about Caleb's show, I had been watching it for a little while, was that at that time, it didn't quite feel so drama-based, but it really was. By the time I got there, I was looking for some advice on my 401k, had a very high stack of debt, and I didn't quite fit that aspect of what he was looking for.
So before the defenders get into my comment section ready to hammer home a point, you see what I did there? You see what I did there? I fully understand that these people do sign up for this type of berating, this type of content, especially in the big 2026. At this point, if you have seen Caleb Hammer's show and you are still voluntarily going on that platform, you are either a content creator who is fairly large and you're trying to, just get your face in space and ideas and all that stuff into a new realm of people, or you kind of like that stuff. I don't know. People like to be humiliated. It is what it is. But just because people are signing up for these things voluntarily does not mean us as a viewing audience can't understand that this is strange, this is off-putting, this is weird. This person that made a TikTok about this whole Caleb Hammer situation really shapes the whole criticism. What was supposed to be sound financial advice for anybody who is willing and able to sign up is quickly being sniffed out as an attempt to drama farm. Even in the clip right after this TikToker states that he wasn't the ideal fit for Caleb Hammer, he shows this moment in which there's a woman on Caleb Hammer's platform saying that they can't afford 3 meals a day, and she starts crying and Caleb Hammer starts immediately mocking her.
Pull the victim card immediately 5 minutes into the episode about, oh, we can't even get 3 meals a day.
Now, for what it's worth, I'm sure that there is so much context that is
That was wrong, bro.
this conversation, but it's quite clear what Caleb.
Now, hold on, don't. Now, when you say you can't get 3 meals a day, hold up. You gotta wait. So 3 meals a day can be different. All right. Like, for instance, right, I can cook some sausage, peppers, onions, shit, what was that I made? I don't remember. In a sandwich, get some cheese and everything. That shit'll be under $23, and I can eat on that a couple of meals. Okay, me and someone else. All right, now the same thing, you can go and get $25 from fucking DoorDash, and that's 1 meal. So if you eat 3 meals and it's $25 a day, that's $75. Depending on what you make per day. Let's say you make $20 an hour, right? At 8 hours, that's 160. You done spent damn near 30 of your money just on that day's food, and that's just for that meal. That's not including anything that may be left over. So, and left over with quality as well, and consistent on how it's prepared. I'm just saying. So, different people, whenever they say they can't have meals per day, you know, I wonder what are they doing with their meals. You know what I mean? Like, if money is tight. I understand money is tight, right? But how are you eating? You know what I mean? Shit.
Is looking for when it comes to his financial audit series.
He was looking for someone he could yell at. He was looking for someone he could talk down to, give financial advice, but I didn't even end up walking out of there with even a financial score that he hands out, the Hammer financial score.
Maybe you'll prove me wrong, but I doubt it. You think you have a case against me? Then show it and debate me. I'll fly out to Austin and pay you $1,500 just to hear your side.
So you have somebody who actually needs financial advice, and maybe it's not to the most extreme end of the spectrum, like, hey, I have a $6,000 car loan and I only make $2,000 a month. But for what it's worth, this person, just like anybody else, is in a financial conundrum. They should be able to receive advice from you, but if you can't farm the drama of it all, if you can't make the salacious content of it all, then it kind of falls flat for the new era of Caleb Hammer. It becomes less about the actual financial audit of it all, and then it becomes who can create the best episode by harboring this drama. And this is why people are saying that it feels fake, it feels scripted, it feels unnecessary, uncomfortable, and a little bit of cringiness. And not because every line is written. No,
What up?
people feel like it's fake. But because the show feels like it's only being selected for the chaos of it all. And if he can shill a product or two off of the interaction.
So Caleb, consider this an official acceptance of your challenge. Bring me on to debate you, pay me maybe a little bit more than $100 like you paid me last time to fly to Austin, Texas and back, and maybe this time we'll try and do it without a non-enforceable 20-year non-compete NDA, which you had me sign, and then immediately violated by Venmoing me publicly $100. Because I know I can debate you, and I didn't get the chance to last time.
So the issue isn't that Caleb Hammer never helps people. I don't think that I can outright say that in good faith. The issue is that the show's most important aspect of content seems to...
Bruh, $100? That's all you get is $100? One clip out of your shit, he's probably gonna get 5 decent clips. He's gonna make that money off 1 clip. And his production, let's say 2 clips. So the next 3 clips, whatever the super viral one is, all his profit. You do all that for $100, bro. Hey, but it does say something about having somebody like dead in your face and having that conversation. That's just something I'm peeping. You feel me?
From people being messy enough to go viral.
I got a $122,000 inheritance check, to then which we blew in a year
2
and a
months? A year and a half out of what?
No, it was about it was like 8 months.
A school bus that
we
we
decided
converted.
to chase his dream.
Your dream's a school bus? You
It was his dream.
It's pretty cool.
That was not my dream.
And we converted it into a mobile home. And
for $120,000?
No, that was only maybe 40,000. She thinks it's 60. I say 30, so we meet in the middle and say it's about 45.
What? How's that
That
gonna
is
work?
not
How
in
about
the
you just
middle.
do the math?
We did, and I swear it was only like.
Again, I can't justify these people's financial decisions. They actually
D-Lou, how we doing, bro?
not just from a financial perspective, but some people on this platform have clear insecurities. They have like familial trauma that they need to work through that contributes to their spending issues. Some people are just trying to get through the next day. Some people try to do what they think is best. They have a lot of other problems going on, and these people are
Gotta hype me up, hype me up, hype me up. I hype me up.
Decision, I don't know. That's just a little too on the nose for me. And again, before people get into the comment section calling me soft, it's more about criticizing the fact that this content goes viral. The yelling, the name calling, the screaming.
I do like $250 a week.
Yeah.
On Duncan.
$250 a week on Duncan?
Probably.
$250 a fucking week on Duncan? How? Doing what?
Because it's like $20 each time.
It's no longer about the financial audit of it all. It's about how can Caleb Hammer.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie though. $20, $200.
Gotta hype me up.
No.
Hype me up. Hype me up.
My bad.
I hype me up.
The $250 on Duncan, bruh. I couldn't do it, bruh. $250 a week, like real shit. That's my grocery budget for like a week and a half, bruh. I ain't even gonna lie. I be penny pinching, bruh.
These most embarrassing stories, and even if they're not super duper crazy situations and instances, how can he find something that he can blow up on somebody about so that he can make some sort of viral clip about it all? Why? Because that's what the algorithm ultimately rewards. Telling somebody to not go to the gas station to get a bag of Doritos on their way home from work every day is not entertaining. That Dunkin' Donuts clip is not just about the bad spending of it all. It's about Caleb Hammer yelling and embarrassing them. And then naturally, because finances are so tied into other people's decision making about everything in their lives, it opens up a natural gateway for Caleb Hammer to expose these people's public, private, and intimate effects on his show. He's not auditing their finances anymore. He's auditing their whole personality and their lifestyle. There's been situations where he's exposed cheating and people's relationship issues with their partner, and I thought to myself, when is he gonna get to the budget plan here? I don't know. These private conversations ultimately get released and are baked into the episode. It's integral for the financial advice of it all. It starts feeling like reality television. Granted, he's still telling them, put this into this 401k and pay this credit card off, but it's the drama that's really driving these episodes, if anything. And once the show starts treating guests' lives like content, then that's where the most uncomfortable moments and the most uncomfortable clips come from.
Why are you so racist?
Well, I'm the one that's racist. You have like 2 black people that work here. How am I the racist
3,
one?
we've upgraded. Plus every Mexican ever invented. The moment Mark jumped the wall, he ran to the studio. That's what happens every day. I collect a new one. I smell tacos, and I'm very happy.
Now, if you couldn't tell, Caleb Hammer is definitely one of those Xbox lobby kids. The Modern Warfare 2, Halo type era kids who then grew up and started a financial audit show. The edgelordness of it all is just seeping out through his pores, and it's dripping into his content. This, to me, is where the show gets the most gripe and most complaints from. Because if the guest says something racist, then that's on the guest. It is what it is. You're signing up people online, and you're not filtering them for, hey, are you a racist or are you not a racist? Are you going to come on and say anything race-based? I don't know if there's a Google form that can kind of filter out for that. But what the show then does with that said racist content post-filming and editing is on the show. I already know what people are going to say about the clip where he adds into the conversation of somebody that he is calling racist by saying like, yo, his employees are cool with it. And I have a black friend. But ultimately, at the end of the day, this is setting the tone of what is supposed to be a financial audit show, saying that, hey, these types of jokes, this type of commentary is something that can fly, which to me opens the door for the next set of racial clips and moments that we do see on this platform.
Oh, of course.
yeah.
We don't need to be around those blackies. Them.
What the? I shouldn't laugh at that. That is crazy. Why would you say that?
Why?
Why would you say
That
that?
might have been the realest thing you've ever said.
No,
Carnival's
why would you actually
gross.
say that out loud? That's crazy.
Why?
You're laughing about it. That's insane. That's an
Carnival.
insane thing
Have you
to
ever
say.
seen a carnival cruise?
What? That doesn't sound like a joke. Yeah, that's not a joke. I say jokes. That's not a joke. Have I ever said that? I say crazy jokes. I've never said
Now,
that.
keep in mind, this show is pre-recorded. This is not a live stream show at all. There are moments in time in which you could cut these things in and out. None of this is very integral to the bigger picture that's trying to be portrayed that this person has any sort of financial issues. This is just
No, because it's not The thing with the Caleb Hammer thing is it's not edutainment the way it's supposed to be. He's pulling from these people's lives for the entertainment factor, but he's not contributing to the edutainment, I mean the education part of it. Like there's a balance to it. You know what I mean? He's not doing it. He's just exposing and fucking up everybody's shit. It's just like when we used to go to Dr. Phil and he said he gonna get you some help, and it's really not. It was a sponsored thing, and the everything was sponsored. They got a whole documentary about it if you look it up.
Caleb Hammer getting his shit off for the sake of getting his shit off, knowing that, hey, the algorithm is gonna love this one. Ooh, the algorithm's gonna rock with this one right here. He's got this new trope though. This is the one that is the most interesting one. People have called Caleb Hammer out previously for some of his actions on situations that he's done on the show or on his other shows that have been very weird. I think just about a year ago, he had this whole scandal that we covered on this channel where he went through this man's OnlyFans because he was being very cheap. What I just said doesn't make a lot of sense. I challenge you to go watch that video and get caught up with that saga. But essentially, people called out Caleb Hammer for doing too much. You were going OD with the content. It didn't make any sense. I think that there were some people claiming that he was homophobic, which I don't think that I agree with if I remember, but I'll give you the opportunity. It's on my channel. But so now he's done a better job of protecting himself and safeguarding himself from any sorts of backlash this go round. He's learned from his mistakes. He has now got this token black guy producer that he has brought onto the show to help him on the back end of it all, of course. But in any moment in which there is some sort of racial remarks, again, on a financial show, brought up in conversation, he invites his friend Tyler to sit next to him and be his...
Tyler got to get the fuck out of there, bruh. Tyler, you're the justification for any of his fuck shit. Like, you got to realize that, bruh. If you're the justification guy, it's time for you to go. Like, no money is worth... That's when you deal with money and pride, bro. Because if you live in goods, you be like, fuck it, I get up here. But, man, you got to live with yourself and look in the mirror and be an ambassador for you and your peoples, bro. Because there's no way that he would let you bring him up there every time you want to make a fool of his. You feel me? So, that's just my thoughts.
On the Flagrant 2 couch is Akash Singh of it all, right? You're gonna sit here while this guest says this racial joke. I'm gonna smile and laugh, but I can say this is awkward because I'm gonna shove the mic in front of your face.
How do you think George Floyd died? No. What's Titus to say?
You're talking to me now. Oh, thought. Look. So the wall.
I'm sorry. Pause. Can we please bring in Tyler and set up a fourth mic? I just need a little translating here. I'm losing it. What needs to be said, Jerome?
The N-word. Language is a social construct. I have no fear to say anything within considering intent and context.
There you go. If you're not afraid to say it, then say it.
Say what?
Tactical nuke incoming!
Caleb, that is insanely ironic.
No.
Shut up! Shut up!
He's calling
emotional damage.
You go to work to hear a racial slur. What the fuck? And somebody laughs in your face when they say it. Instead that they pushing the bound. Man, if you don't get the fuck on somewhere, man. Like real shit.
You to be saying it's not a comedy show. Why did he need a black translator? Please tell me if you could not understand what this guy was saying in this clip at all. Maybe he does think these things are some types of jokes, but the only way to get this joke off is if it's based on this person's race. I've never seen him do this for any other person on the show. Insert Caleb Hammer's #1 defender in the comment section saying, see, he did this for a Mexican as well. I don't know, it kind of writes itself. But now his employee's identity is a part of the whole scene. And I think that that's the uncomfortable part of it all. The show is supposed to be about finances, but the racist jokes and commentary and content, it's just another way for tension to be created, shock to be had, and viral clips to be just that, viral. And when you put all of these things together, the issue is bigger than just one bad clip. It becomes a question of what Caleb Hammer and the Financial Audit Show values the most. Caleb Hammer's Financial Audit Show isn't hard to understand. The advice is real, the debt can be real, the guests can genuinely, and I do mean genuinely, need help. And some people definitely leave better than they arrived. Don't get it twisted. Many people, whether they are people who are sitting on their couch or people who are sitting on their own couch consuming the content, do need some sort of financial advice. But I don't think that that erases the bigger issue at hand here. The show doesn't go viral because Caleb calmly explains budgeting. It goes viral because someone's getting yelled at, someone's getting humiliated, someone's getting berated, belittled, someone's saying something racist, some relationship is falling apart, someone's getting exposed, someone has to be the villain of these episodes. And this is why the help seems secondary. Hell, even tertiary in some of these situations. I'm telling you, as somebody who has consumed Caleb Hammer's financial audit for a minute now, there's been moments when I've caught myself like, wait, what the hell am I listening to? What am I listening to at this point? This sounds crazy. The first priority is making this episode entertaining, which I know somebody's gonna say is what you're supposed to do inherently when it comes to a YouTube video or content creation. You're right. And then secondary is creating the clips, right? And then third and somewhere in there is helping the guests. But I think if we switch this into any other lane, somebody would say that this is strange. And I don't think that we should get into the habit of just Jerry Springer-fying contentification of any and everything. And even if you think this is one of those things, I definitely think that you would agree that there is some sort of limit in it all. You can probably come to that conclusion just based off of the audience that Caleb has garnered in these comment sections. And that's the real problem with financial audit. It's not that Caleb Hammer...
All right, so let's hit JiDion, bro. Hey, this is my Cuzzo right here, bro. Like, I ain't even gonna lie. Fuck it, let's play Cuzzo song. Man. Dancing on the devil, homie. Gotta keep the devil on me. Gotta keep that metal on me. Gotta keep that metal on me. Hey, cuz. Free Cuzzo. Come on, nigga. I don't check nobody. Go. Put it on my soul. I put that on my soul. Dancing, homie. Dancing with the devil, homie. Gotta keep the devil on me. Gotta keep the metal on me. Gotta keep the metal on me. To catch a body. That's an it's the devil. Gotta get the devil. Keep the metal on me. Gotta keep that metal on me. Cuzzo. Alright, so shit. Let's hit one more, bro. Let's go ahead and get this last one.
Would have known JiDion was a free speech kind of guy when he gets jammed up. I think that's hilarious. JiDion is proving in real time exactly why some people shouldn't go live when things get serious. He was helping out fellow PDF catcher Skeeter Jean with an alleged squatter situation, and after following this man from location to location, which I don't know, the stream ended with police body cam footage and JiDion admitting that streaming brings out the worst in him. But the real story is not that JiDion got arrested, it's that live streaming turned a serious situation into a chase for content. If you're new to this and you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. It's gonna go a long, long way for the channel. Look, we didn't get into streamer U, but we're locked into unemployed news no matter what. So come along this journey as we keep you updated on all of the nonsense that's going on.
Actually, you know what? Let's get off of this, bruh. I'm gonna go hit up my boy Rich by Designs. Hey, and if you're around, bruh, go ahead.
Gotta hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. I hype me up.
Let's go ahead and hop on this, because let's go ahead.
All right, y'all. We got a video today by Antonio.
Super shout out to that boy Will. That's where I got.
Gotta hype me up.
Hey.
Hype me up.
Keep it.
Hype me up.
Let's go.
I hype me up.
Hey, this is what we gonna do. We gonna go ahead and hop out into that boy Will. He's talking about you know, Streamer University and how apparently it was only for black creators. So let's see what's up, bruh. I ain't even gonna lie, bruh. If it's another motherfucker a Latin motherfucker that can get people going, the Latin community is huge, bruh. Hence the reason why Bad Bunny and I can't think of the other guy, but you know, they popping and they doing major numbers, way more numbers than what we doing here in the States internationally. That's because shit, English is English, but Spanish is Spanish, bro, and it's everywhere and it's a vibe. You know what I mean? And it has a lot of sister languages as well. So
Talks or Antonio speaks or Lil Tony, whatever, bro. I forget what channel. He got so many of them. He remind me of somebody I know. But anyway, man, Hispanic people are upset that seemingly Kai's Streamer University are only accepting black folks, you know. So we about to get straight into this video, but first I need y'all to
hype me up.
Hype me up. I need that.
hype me up.
So Cenat is currently receiving loads of backlash right now from the Hispanic community, and they are accusing him of being racist or I guess discriminating against them. A few days ago, Cenat hopped on stream and basically picked all of the attendees for Streamer University. Now with this being said, many Latino/Hispanics realized that it wasn't many Latinos picked for Streamer University.
Streamer University only has one Mexican right now. What does that mean? At this point of view, like, start a Mexican program, shit, because, damn.
Who's gonna watch it though? See, the thing is this, bro, and I don't want to sound crazy, but bro, let's just be real, bro. Black people got the type of entertainment that everybody can watch, even the people that hate us. I can't really say that about other people, bro. Like, I'm not gonna watch other people because generally what they're doing is not entertaining to me culturally. It's just not. But for whatever reason, I don't know why, but whatever black people do, the shit be funny.
Hey, he got a point there, bruh. That boy Will got a point. It's for real. Like, it really is. Like, we be doing funny shit, bruh. Everybody be saying it. And how do I say? That's the one thing that we've been put there. Like, either we're straight up for entertainment, so most people feel like they know and seen our culture. You know what I mean? Compared to the other cultures.
Entertaining, to say the least, bro.
I want to say I do applaud Cenat because ever since he did say those disparaging things about black Americans, he has been moving accordingly. He cut off racist Aiden Ross, and pretty much every time I see him, he's putting on a black person. Okay, I know we have a lot to say about him, but he do put on a lot of black people. Now, with that being stated, Cenat is a black man. What is the problem with a black man creating a program and then inviting majority of his people? And it's like a lot of people always feel entitled to our spaces. We see this happen all the time, but we don't see backlash from other people. Like with Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast hosts these events. I don't see any of you Hispanics coming out and saying, oh, Mr. Beast, why aren't you having us inside of your events? What are you talking about? And even to add on, like, with the whole Ashley Gonzalez situation, if y'all know who Ashley Gonzalez is, she was a Hispanic police officer who came out and went on a rant about how much she hate black people.
Oh, that was that Houston police officer. I remember that shit. Yeah, he finna talk about it.
And when I tell y'all, she had a overwhelming majority of support from Hispanics. Even when we talk about things that black people go through in America, the case with Cyrus Belton, I didn't see any Hispanics speak out about it. I think I saw it's a great Hispanic brother. His name is Ricardo. He be on their necks. He be actually talking about a lot of real shit. But other than that, these people, they don't speak on things. When the whole black fatigue trend was going around, they talking about they got fatigue too. The whole world hated us.
Hey, that dude he just put up, man, Ricardo, bro, a racist Hispanic person. Hate to see him coming. He be getting them together, bro. I'm talking about for real. But the thing is this, though, it's okay when Mr. Beast do it. Y'all okay with the with seemingly being discriminated against by some white folks, but let some people who you think is lesser than you try to uplift their people and put only their people in position. Y'all be tripping about that shit. And I'm gonna keep it real with you, man. I do believe that a lot of Hispanic people are racist because I got Hispanic partners and their parents was racist. And that's how I know a lot of people are racist. You get what I'm saying? And then you got to think about it. We got evidence, man. Anytime you voting for MAGA, I know you don't give a shit about no black folks nor your people. And then think about like the whole $100 million lawsuit over there at HCC because Hispanic people, the dude named Caesar Manandano or something like that, bro, him and his other two Hispanic partners was conspiring to basically get all the black people up out of there, make sure that they're not getting paid if they still work there, and replace them with nothing but Hispanics. This is documented, man. We're not just talking out the side of our neck. A lot of Hispanic people hate black people. Over there in LA, plenty of y'all in my comment section said, "Yeah, man, when the Hispanics get on, bro, you better start counting your days, cause guess what? They gonna find a reason to get you up out of there, and then they gonna suggest that one of their partners or family members get hired."
Y'all still hate us.
So there's not a lot of Latinos in Streamer University, but I think from what they got, they should have at least got like 2 or 3 smaller creators that were Latino. Like last year, they had this guy named Danny Band. He was a super small streamer.
I want to pause already again. It's funny because there were actually a lot of Latino streamers that got picked for the university. But what a lot of these people are talking about is the lighter or white Latinos that aren't being chosen.
Oh, the
Phantom
Argentinians.
Oh.
is a Latino. He's an Afro-Latino. He's Dominican. I believe Scott Jackson, she is a Afro-Latina. She has some of that in her heritage.
That's
so
a good catch.
we pick up on the pattern already.
Okay.
In the Latino community. So then it like, we could find new people. Now this year coming up, we don't have anyone to look forward to. That's like, oh, these are the people that are coming out of Streamer University that we're going to give them a fan base and now see what they go and blossom
And once
into.
again, just even talking about Streamer University, I mean, even the black streamers that got accepted last year, Streamer University isn't going to just put you on to put you on.
Nah, bro, you gotta put in the work, bro.
Hey, but look though, he brought
You
up
gotta
an
put in the
interesting
work.
point about the color of the skin of the Hispanic people that are getting chosen, bro. What he just named was dark-skinned Hispanics, man. So the dark-skinned Hispanics, man, look, check this out, bro. I know black, I Dominican. Man, them people don't even consider you like them for real. I'm just saying, bro. They mad because it ain't a fairer skin looking Hispanic in there. They want a Hispanic that look like Helena Moreno. You know, the mayor of New Orleans. Google her.
Not black. You're not at Streamer University. 82.5% of acceptances were black. Not that there's a problem. Just saying.
First off, it is a problem to you because you're bringing it up.
Why the fuck is it a problem, bruh? It's his platform. He brings in who the fuck he wants to bring in. I don't understand.
Again, why do you feel so entitled to black spaces? See, what's happening right now is really a shift in society, and I love it. I love to see it happening. People are calling this a wave of black supremacy. This is what they go online calling it. Whole time black people we can't be supremacists, whatever they're going to call it. We are just now putting ourselves first. And people are hating to see that happen because every community does it. Every community puts their people first. Point me to one community that doesn't do that, but black people. Like, dude, you hopping online. Why do you feel so entitled to black spaces? Why?
Hey, he ain't lying, bro. I'm trying to think of the last time I seen a Hispanic mixed with black crew doing roofs. I'm trying to think of the last time I seen a Hispanic man that has a lawn care service and some non-black Hispanics were working with them. I'm just saying, bro. I'm sorry, some Hispanics working with them, like black folk. I've never seen that a day in my life.
Nah.
I've seen black people hire Hispanics to work for them in contracting, but I've never seen it the reverse. It seems like, you know, as soon as they get on, what they do, they want to empower their own people and practice group economics, bro. I'm just saying, I could be wrong, but have y'all seen it? I ain't personally seen it ever in my life.
Man, I'm gonna make my own streamer university, bro. I'm gonna find a university and
Streamer special
and I'm just gonna put a bunch of Mexican streamers, Hispanic content.
I guarantee if you do that, no one would have a problem. No one would have a problem with it.
Like,
the thing is,
no one do.
Invite Hispanic creators. He truly did. He invited a handful of them. But I can guarantee you, dude, if you start your own streamer university and invite nothing but Hispanic creators, we won't have a problem.
We won't. It'll blow up the Hispanic creators. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
It'll blow them up.
Think of one Hispanic streamer off the top of my head, bro. I'm just saying, that's how I know I wouldn't have a problem with it. I don't even know any of y'all. Boy, my algorithm don't show me nothing but black folks and cooking shit, I swear.
Call it fucking Streamara Universitaria. Let's work on the name. We'll work on the name. Yeah. We'll rejection. We'll rewrite them. Rejection.
Like, it just,
Bruh, it's not a rejection, bruh.
Sound like they trying to go from Jamal to Jamal Alejandro. Come on, man. You can copy the recipe, but it ain't gonna be the same.
It's really not, bruh.
Making this about race. There are multiple black people that didn't get picked as well. There are multiple all other races that didn't get picked as well. Bro, come on, dog. And once again, black people standing on business. This sister right here, she posted, Kai didn't have enough Latino streamers, so y'all response is to, let's make our own. When most of the Hispanic streamers are racist, say nigga, and don't think about black people when there's major events within y'all streamer movement. Y'all don't need to be around other black people with their ignorant racism. And how is it lacking diversity when y'all don't know everyone's background on streaming university? That's really odd and racist to say. You just wanted some light pale Hispanic on there. Not everyone is black Americans, weirdos.
Hey, this remind me, like when she said y'all be saying the N-word and all that kind of stuff. Now, I know geographically in certain parts of the world, specifically America, Hispanics say the N-word freely and it's not a big thing to the black people that live over there. But my problem becomes, all right, cool. I saw a video with some Hispanic dudes in Florida a couple months ago, and they was using the N-word and all that kind of stuff. And dude politely asked them to stop saying it, but because they're in Florida, they're used to saying it. But at the same time, it's like that particular black person was just like, hey, just don't say it to me. You heard me? And he was like, nah, he felt entitled to that word as if he's a part of the group of people who that word was attached to. But we ain't walking around calling y'all derogatory.
See, that's the thing, bruh, because then it turns into, bruh, I so hate that, bruh. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta understand that, like, bruh.
Words with y'all blessing. Like, we ain't calling y'all the words that white people made up about y'all to your face and saying, well, shit, y'all said. Why we can't say it? You know what I'm saying, bro? It's like, damn, you can't win for losing.
Cook, my sister. This video right here is hilarious because it really is a reason why Cenat also didn't pick a lot of these streamers that applied. This is a compilation of multiple Hispanic streamers saying the N-word.
For the record, I don't talk about these bitches. I don't talk about these niggas. I'm just getting to these figures. OnlyFans is getting
Nigga. I'll say nigga if I nigga.
See what I'm saying?
Nigga, am I lying?
This is a whole topic that I want to talk about now. We're going to shift focus to this. Why is it so hard for a lot of y'all to stop saying the N-word? To the Hispanic community. What happened to saying amigo? What happened to vato? What happened to ese? Y'all got...
What happened to fool? What's up, fool? What I'm saying, though, bro, like, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's the black people who live around them problem. I mean, fault. They allowed it. Straight up, man. Y'all invite everybody to the cookout and all that kind of stuff. Nah, they one of us. No, they not, bro. I'm telling you. You cordial with them. You can be cool with them, dog, but they gonna choose they people over you when it comes down to that shit. I seen it personally, bro. I had some Hispanic partners over the years. We grew apart and shit, but like, man, I was seeing the signs when I was around them niggas, man. Oh, yeah, y'all ain't want to call a nigga? Y'all was going out, but y'all ain't call? All right, I see what's going on. All right, all right.
Some cool ass lingo, but y'all want to walk around here just spamming the N-word, and they don't even use it properly. They don't even say it properly. It'd be like, nigga, like, what the fuck? Come on, bro, what are you doing? Like, just imagine if black people went around saying Mexican slurs. Like, just think about it. We walk around, come on, and it's like when we come to y'all and be like, hey man, can you stop saying our shit? they get so defensive. Oh no, I grew up around black. They did. No, like just stop it. I am a black person and I can stop saying the N-word. So you're Hispanic and you can't stop saying it. You got a problem. And it just ties into, you know, everybody want to be a nigga, but nobody want to be a nigga. Shout out.
Hey, that's some real shit. Hey, the way he just broke that down, bruh. Woo. Hey, that's some real shit.
To Paul Mooney. A lot of these folks, they love talking like us. They love to slang, like to dress like us, do all these types of things. But when it comes down to actually being black, they don't want to associate with it. Like I state, this is why there's so much anti-blackness within the Latino Hispanic community. Going back to the 2024 election results, there is a huge reason why majority of them voted for Donald Trump. So when people bring up black and brown unity, I state all the time that it never existed. And I want to give you guys a quick little history lesson. There was a guy by the name of Felix JiDion, and he was a huge activist for the Mexican community back in the 1950s and 60s. Now, what stood out to me was this specific quote that he stated during like the civil rights movement, because I tell you all the time, everybody wants us to help them fight, but nobody helps us. This is the quote from Felix: "Let the Negro fight his own battles. His problems are not mine. I don't want to ally with him." And with this quote, I mean,
he looking his dirt ass only over here because of the civil rights movement, bro. The Immigration Act and all that kind of stuff. The reason why a lot of people who even get to come to this country is because of the work that black activists put in. Civil rights movements and stuff, bro. Oh, Lord, y'all be getting on my nerves with that shit.
Man.
Bro, motherfucker moved from Cuba to Miami and they think they went from straight, you know what I'm saying, Hispanic to white. I promise you, bro. Like, if you go to South Miami, bro, a lot of the Cubans don't even like black folks, bro. Like, straight racist as hell. I got a video coming up about a dude that was out there doing some crazy shit after this one.
He's not right and he's not wrong. He was basically stating we got to focus on our own problems at the time. So, I mean, cool. But I just want people in 2026 to understand that black people having that mindset that Felix is having right now, don't make it look like we're the villains, okay? Because we're doing something that everybody else do. We are now just not extending our hand to help people that don't give a fuck about us. Now, for the rest of the video, I want to put on some more black businesses. Y'all know this is a ongoing segment that I do in some of my videos where I promote black businesses. Solidarity is the key for the black community right now. With that being said, man, you may think you can't make a big difference, but you can. Once a month, shop at a black-owned business. Even if it's one, buy something, support another brother, support another sister. And this is why I'm doing my part to put y'all on with some credible black businesses. So the first business I want to highlight is Leafy Toilet Paper. Leafy is a sustainable black-owned paper brand based in Columbus, Ohio. Manufactures 100% all-natural, unbleached bamboo toilet paper. Designed as an eco-friendly alternative to natural tree-based toilet paper. Leafy uses no harsh chemicals or bleaches, comes in plastic-free packaging, and provides ultra-soft two-play comfort. Everybody needs toilet tissue. Make sure y'all check this brand out and lock in with these brothers. Next up, I got something for all my fashion people. This is Hoover Renee Clothes. This is a luxury streetwear and premium apparel brand founded by CEO Nigel Miller. The label is recognized for blending black ivy and black dandyism aesthetics with nostalgic uniform style pieces. I am so mad that I am just now finding out about this brand. I am a huge Polo and Ralph Lauren guy, and seeing this automatically give me the same vibes. As we browse through their site, man, they have top-notch, high-quality apparel that we all could be rocking, man. So make sure y'all check this site out as well and go support another brother. Lastly, I want to highlight a candle company by the name
Hey, did that motherfucker say Hoover, bro? Hey, I ain't even gonna lie. Did that motherfucker say Hoover? Hey, you gotta go back. I was looking at that shit. That shit was hard, but look, hold up.
Apparel that we all could be rocking, man.
Hoover Renee. What is that?
And go support another brother.
See, I gotta watch Hoover with the fucking Bulls hat, bro. Like, you gotta watch that. You gotta watch it.
Tennessee-based brand that blends scent with restoration, resilience, and encouragement. Founded by Jessica M. Dumas, the eco-luxury company hand pours candles designed to help customers create sacred, intentional, and calming atmospheres in their living spaces. That's it for this video. I hope you guys...
Bro, that was dope. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't know he started doing that. That's fire, bro. Hell yeah, man. We get into some of these comments. Shout out to Antonio Talks, dog. You know, they help their own. Why can't we? This is crazy. I worked in science. Whole labs were Asian, Hispanic, white, and when I finally met a black person, she said that she's making it a point to hire black people just like what the other labs are doing. More of this, please, because I promise you they've been doing it. Man, bro, them people gonna look out for themselves. The only thing is, it's never called out when they do it. It's only called out when black people do it, bro. Like, we see this all the time, bro. When the last time you went into your Asian chicken wing spot or seafood spot in your city or anything and you saw black people in there gainfully employed? You hardly ever see some shit like that. You don't see black people working at the Hispanic grocery stores. You don't see black people working at these Middle Eastern stores. You don't see them working at Vietnamese. Bruh, you see, but boy, let a black person only want to hire black people. I don't know why they think if they do their own thing, it'll bother black people. It really don't at all. It's okay for black people to gatekeep. Everyone else gatekeep shit from us. Facts. I thought they stood with Ashley Gonzalez and had black fatigue. They would use any excuse possible to be racist against us and act like they're so discriminated against, but
Look, bruh, hey, we already got the thing, bruh. Motherfuckers upset that certain people didn't get in. It is what it is, bruh. But that's the way it always gonna be. Somebody got to get in, and you can't break down a percentage. Like if it was like, I'm only gonna allow this, but you're mixed with this, and bruh, the streaming thing is crazy, bruh. Like all we gotta do is just, keep doing what you're doing, bruh. Keep doing what you're doing, and your people will find you. Like. Man, shit. Kai don't speak Spanish. He don't know what the fuck to say. Like whenever the Spanish people coming in, he can't read the chat. He can't help you tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Maybe at this point in time, he's looking for a Spanish streamer that he could vibe with to bring back as a professor. Like you got to think about things like that too, right? You know what I mean? He can't go get German fucking streamers if he don't speak German. I bet you every fucking streamer spoke English. Even Ray. Ray learned enough English that, you know what I'm saying, he's working through it. Like we're all learning English. We're watching Ray learn English. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, bro. I don't know. All right, chat. We're gonna go ahead and end this fucking TikTok stream, bro. I thought I ended this shit. Did I end it or nah? How do I end this motherfucker? Did it end already? I don't know. I'm trying to end this TikTok stream. Where's the end live button at? And then okay, so there is no live info button. I can't end this motherfucker. Go back. There we go. Let's go ahead and end this live stream, bro. You already know it's OGQ. You generally, whatever you do a lot of full motherfucking motion. You already know I'm functional, bro. We out this bitch. Let's go. Hey, tune in, rock with me. Follow me on all other platforms, bro. Let's go.
is for all you men who are still wearing skinny jeans. You really don't know what you're missing out on. Saif Ali Khan here proves that men's fashion has evolved, and if you are limiting your jeans to only one fit, you're missing out. Here are a few styles that you could choose. The first, bootcut jeans, just like the one Saif Ali Khan is wearing here. They are fitted through the thigh, flaring out just at the hemline, which creates better balance and makes your leg look longer. The second is a straight fit jean. If you want to invest in just one pair which is suitable for every occasion, this one is it. They are a classic, flattering, and never really go out of style. Third, relaxed fit jeans. These are comfortable without looking oversized and are perfect for everyday wear. Fourth, tapered fit jeans. These are slightly roomier on your thigh and then narrow down towards your ankle. These ones are ideal for the athletic build. Last but not the least, wide leg jeans. If you are someone who likes to experiment in fashion, they give your outfit a more modern, fashion-forward feel. The best dressed men usually don't wear the same jeans every day. They choose the right fit for their body and the kind of look they want to create. This one is for all you men who are still wearing skinny jeans. You really don't know what you're missing out on. Saif Ali Khan here proves that men's fashion has evolved, and if you are limiting your jeans to only one fit, you're missing out. Here are a few
spent a quarter of what I paid for this entire truck on this. It's day 4 of making my cool little Dysel pickup truck even cooler. We've got something special here today, and I say special because anytime I can find a part for this 1984 Isuzu Pup, it's special because finding parts for these is quite the challenge, especially when you're trying to reach chromostasis, and that's exactly what we're going for on this rig. Check it out. We are replacing this crusty old bumper with this crusty old bumper. Well, I know what you're thinking. Is it really worth paying a fourth of what I paid for the truck for this old bumper? I'm not sure yet. I guess we'll have to see how it looks on this thing. I'm thinking with the look of that roll bar and these chrome mirrors, it's gonna complement it just right. But it needs a little bit of work, and it's got this nasty old dent in here. No problem, though. That'll put my PDR skills to the test. But now, last video, I asked the people, should we go to the junkyard and scoop up these S10 bumpers? And I was pretty sold on the rear, not necessarily the front, and I was going to go scoop it up until I saw this one posted on a Facebook group. And everybody knows a little bit of OEM chrome gets you home. So here we are, a little mediocre polish on this old bumper, and it's already looking pretty good. But it's going to look even better when we get this dent popped out. Now, I was thinking with a couple swings, it would just pop right out, but I was wrong. But we hit it with the torch, and sure enough, once we heat that metal up, a couple more taps. And with that, if you've got a dent that needs taken care of, don't keep me in mind. Next up, this hitch ball's been on here for the last century, so it's got to go. Anytime you're removing a hitch, it is always. Yeah. That thing was only temporary, but that temporary kept on rolling because I sliced my fingernail with a gas cap shortly after that. Anyways, that's a lot of beef pounds of torque right there. Check it out how hot this thing got. Now that that's cooled off, it's time to throw a 1/7 average size ball on this truck. Now let's take a few moments and enjoy this white noise.
Here's how to grow your audience with zero marketing skills. You have to use Constant Contact's AI marketing tools for your small business.
Red flag, red flag, red. Is there another woman in the picture? Let's play red flag, green flag. You're dating a man. Red flag, toilet seat up. Ew. And what is this? Red flag, he's almost out of toilet tissue. But green flag, it's flipped the right way. Green flag, we love a king that flosses. He's a 10, but he uses an old manual brush. He's a 10, and he used the Oral-B IO.
Hotel room, but in your name? Man, I don't know about all that. I'm not trying to get busted. No. I just need somewhere to crash tonight. I'll keep it clean. If you pay me, I got you. I'll pay for the room, too. I think I have some more ways for us to make more money, too. The perfect balance of delicious and nutritious. Smoothie King. Yo, you want to do me a favor? You got your ID, right? Yeah, I got my ID. Can you get me a hotel room, but in your name? Man, I don't know about all that. I'm not trying to get busted. No. I just need somewhere to crash tonight. I'll keep it clean. If you pay me, I got you. I'll pay for the room, too. I think I have some more ways for us to make more money, too.
Up under my belt. Oh, bitch, I'm a big gangster. Turn around with your foreign look.
Remember, navy with black looks flat, but navy with gray looks refined. Blue with white looks safe, but blue with sand looks rich. Light blue with navy looks loud. Light blue with cream looks calm. Get our free color guide in the link of my bio. Remember, navy with black looks flat.
This side-by-side comparison of the exact same clip completely changed how I think about content creation. Here is the video before, and here is the same video after. One simple swap took my engagement from low likes, low saves. People weren't even staying to watch past the first few seconds, to hundreds of saves, thousands of likes from the exact same video. The watch time literally quadrupled. The way using generic stock audio has suppressed views more than the algorithm ever could is insane. Stop self-sabotaging and open Suno to a creative track that matches your vibe and keeps your audience engaged way past the hook. If you make content seriously, then you need to try Suno. This side-by-side comparison of the exact same
These are essentially a McGriddle and biscuit form, super addicting butter swim biscuits filled with maple sausage, grated cheddar cheese. They are baked/fried in butter and then topped with a maple glaze and a little sprinkling of Maldon salt. Delicious. These are essentially a McGriddle and biscuit.
He ain't that strong. I'm not doing this again. And if yelling don't work, he got this other move called yelling louder. The book of Kakarot states, love thy neighbor. Yes, Lord. Then let's say nigga strong and faith, amen. To do a Kamehameha, you just want to take a water hose and set that bitch to Jim Crow. When he say, hi, I'm Goku, What he means is, nigga, I'm finna kill you. Then the nigga put a finger on his head and started teleporting shit. I'm doing my thing. Tell me why I look over and see Lenny going extreme diff with Krillin. Goku's main power is something I like to call weaponized unemployment. Did you know he get a new hair color every time he get his ass beat? No. I mean, he got more force than the IRS. God damn. Kept getting Lenny to 1 HP and force him to eat shit through beats. Jesus. Gee, I'm sorry. Spirit bomb is when a nigga who's not racist open a GoFundMe.
Let's see if we can turn these $100 speakers into $2,000. As soon as I spotted these, I knew they were worth some money. It says $125, but we got the 25% discount. We brought these babies home. Let's take off these guys. This one was already falling off, and wow, that's pretty dirty. Okay, here we go. Oh boy, these are filthy. I just noticed there's a ton of water damage on this. We are gonna paint this, so let's take out all the speakers. Change of plans. These are all soldered on, so we're going to have to tape around them. We don't want to take it apart because I'm pretty sure they work. I'm waiting on something to come in so we can test it. Next step, let's try and clean these babies off. We're going in with some compressed air. You got to be really careful with these old speakers, so next we're going to take a dry towel, try and get all that off. Then we'll wipe everything off with a little bit of soap and water. When painting, you definitely want to make sure you're cleaning really good. Next, let's scuff sand. I'm going with 180 grit, but first, mask up. Woo! Let's blow it off and wipe it off one more time. I was actually so surprised how these turned out. Next, let's tape it up. Gonna take a little bit, so let's speed it up. Oh, looking good, but that took forever. Can you guess how long it took? Before we get too dirty, let's change into our suit. All right, it's time to prime. But don't forget, always wear protection, especially when using chemicals. All right, it's time to paint. This color is called Black Mocha. Come on, Black Mocha. All right, it's time for coat 2. Next step before they dry, let's take off all the tape and do the reveal. What a tape job. Crispy, crispy. We'll do this one next. Oh, that's looking so much better. On to these. We did wash them off last night and they have dried. They look so much better. Next, oh yeah, we're gonna make them shine. Soap a rag, we'll just wipe this baby down. Yeah. Hopefully the speakers work. Imagine to do all this work, plug it in, we get nothing. Alright, we're gonna finish a few things up, maybe add something too. We'll see you at the before. And here's the before, super scratched up, falling apart, and they're definitely not looking the best. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love these. Let me know what you think and how much they're worth. Just listen to these. Appreciate y'all watching, and don't forget, don't be wasteful. Let's see if we can turn these $100 speakers into $2,000. As soon as I spotted these, I knew they were worth some money. If you were in a car accident and didn't get a check over...
My friend that is a cable guy just called me and said, yo, we having a fish fry. Are you coming? You know what I'm saying? Yo, here's like, I have people with normal jobs that remind me how good life is. This is who I would rather hang with. I would rather always go to a fish fry with my friends versus any industry bar.
You say less. You said you live in Houston, Texas. We know you don't give a fuck about the industry. Yeah.
My friend that is a cable guy just called me and said, yo, we having a fish fry. Are you coming? You know what I'm saying? Yo, it's like I have people with normal jobs that remind me how good life is. This is who I would rather hang with. I would rather always go to a fish fry with my friends versus any industry bar.
You say less. You said you live in Houston, Texas. We know you don't give a fuck about the industry. Yeah.
My friend that is a cable guy.
Breaking Instagram news, you used to be able to use 30 hashtags on your post, but now you're limited to only 5. According to the head of Instagram himself, quote, hashtags are not a reliable way to grow on Instagram, end quote. But trust me, I know keeping up with all these changes on Instagram is a full-time job. In fact, it's literally my full-time job. In case you've never heard before, hello, my name is Brock Johnson, and it is my full-time job to help small business owners and brands grow on Instagram, which for most people is not an easy thing to do because the algorithm literally changes on a daily basis. But my students who use the Instaclub method gain over 15,000 followers per year on average. So in my upcoming live webinar, I'm going to tell you everything that they know and how they're able to gain 15,000 followers per year in less than 15 minutes per day. Click that button down below to get signed up now. Breaking Instagram news, you used to be able to use 30 hashtags on your post, but now you're limited to only 5. According to the head of Instagram himself, quote, hashtags are not a reliable way to grow on Instagram, end quote. But trust me, I know keeping up with all these changes on Instagram is a full-time job. In fact, it's literally my full-time job. In case you've never heard before, hello, my name is Brock Johnson, and it is my full-time job to help small business owners and brands grow on Instagram. Which
If you like creamy style baked cheese and macaroni, but don't want to use eggs, nor do you want to stand over the stove to make the cheese sauce first, then this recipe is for you. This recipe will make its own cheese sauce right in the oven. Now the way I made it is I used these cheeses. I had 2 blocks, 8-ounce blocks of Kobe Jack, 2 8-ounce blocks of sharp cheddar cheese, and an optional block of smoked cheddar cheese. And you want to shred your own cheese, and once you get that all shredded and ready, in your baking dish you're going to add 2 tablespoons of butter, and then add your hot cooked macaroni, and it's cooked al dente. I think I cooked mine for 7 minutes. And then salt and pepper to taste, and get that mixed. And now to this, what you're going to add is 3 tablespoons, 3 heaping tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and you're going to toss the hot buttered noodles in the flour and make sure it's well coated. Now we're going to end up using 2 cans of
said something to me, bro. Like, you can't even reach the speed of light. Not everyone has a connection to that overpower, that speed force, bro. Hey, man, all I hear is excuses. No, one day you're gonna race someone who's gonna smoke you, bro. Like, it's going to happen, bro. Yeah, okay. If anyone here said they can beat me in a race, right now. Oh, sweet. Oh, wait. So, let's go ahead and line this bitch up, man. Bro, where did you come from? Oh, bro, I just heard you say you wanted to race, bro. Like, bro, I ain't ducking no smoke. Let's do it. Bro, when I said I could beat anybody in a race, I mean, like, bro, anybody except you, bro. I'll be honest with you, I don't care. Like, lock up, bro. Look at you win or something, bro. Bro, please. I ain't gonna lie. You're doing way too much talking, bro. Just line this bitch up, bro. I'm ready to race. Bro, let me win, bro. Line this bitch up, man. Like, you see? He's not even. Bro, like, line this bitch up, man. Let's race. Nah, because I thought the dude that can't travel back in time when he run said something to me, bro. Like, you can't even reach the speed of light. Not everyone has a connection to that overpower, that speed force, bro. Hey, man, all I hear is excuses. No, one day you're going to race someone who's going to smoke you, bro. Like, it's going to happen, bro. Yeah, okay. If anyone here said they can beat me in a race,
If you're still going into CapCut and editing your captions manually like this, you need to hear this. Submagic just eliminated that entire process. Watch how simple this is. Upload your video, generate captions, animate your captions by clicking here, and boom, you're done. 3 hours of manual work finished before you even grab your morning coffee. The link is right below.
I know you are no stranger to Takes. Don't hold back. Nobody understands Jujutsu Kaisen. We're all just here for the hands. The only good thing about Akira is the animation. The story is absolute trash. The fans came up with a better ending to Attack on Titan than the creator did. One Piece is great. How it's getting makes no sense. The first episode of Don isn't weird. You just want to be different. Luffy got his kill. Stain from My Hero Academia was right. Superstar from Dr. Stone was right. Blackbeard's power is plot armor. Zeke Yeager's plan made no damn sense. The last My Hero movie shouldn't have been made. Everybody, this man came with an army. Black people can cosplay whoever they want. Black people can book sex whoever they want. If you got a problem with the last two takes, you're part of the problem. I know you are no stranger to hot takes. Don't hold back. Nobody understands Jujutsu Kaisen. We're all just here for the hands. The only good thing about Akira is the animation. The story is absolute trash. The fans came up with a better ending to Attack on Titan than the creator did. One Piece is great. How it's getting makes no sense. The first episode of Don isn't weird. You just want to be different. Luffy got his kill. Stain from My Hero Academia was right. Superstar from Dr. Stone was right. Blackbeard's power is plot armor. Zeke Yeager's plan made no damn sense. The last My Hero movie shouldn't have been made. Everybody, this man came with an army. Black people can cosplay whoever they want. Black people can book sex whoever they want. If you got a problem with the last two takes, you're part of the problem. I know you are no stranger to hot.
St. Louis became the first city in the U.S. to legalize prostitution in 1870 with the Social Evil Ordinance. This led to the Social Evil Hospital being built here in what is now Sublet Park. In the mid to late 1800s, sex work was often referred to as social evil, and it was commonplace here in St. Louis. Brothels filled several blocks of the St. Louis riverfront, including here on Morgan Street. City leaders became increasingly concerned about the spread of venereal disease and the, quote, immorality plaguing the city. And of course, the women sex workers were often blamed for this, not the men who frequented the brothels. On July 9th, 1870, the Social Evil Ordinance was passed, which required sex workers to register with the Board of Health, have routine medical exams, and pay a monthly fee. Social Evil Hospital was completed in 1872, and if a sex worker failed their medical exam, they were sent there for treatment. But not long after registering as sex workers, many began to ignore the rules of the Social Evil Ordinance, and it was revoked in 1874. The building was then renamed the Female Hospital, and it treated all women until it was torn down in 1915. St. Louis became the first city in the U.S. to legalize prostitution in 1870 with the Social Evil Ordinance.
Stop watching Faces YouTube tutorials. It's a lot easier than you think to get started. I built 50 Faces automated channel that pay me every single month and help hundreds of regular people launch their own. This Sunday, I'm hosting a live masterclass to show you how you can do the exact same in the next 30 days without AI tricks that get you banned. You'll discover how to choose a Faces snake that's already proven to pay before you upload a single video, how to own a channel without writing, filming, or editing anything yourself, how to stay completely clear of AI shortcut that are getting channels banned in 2026. This is the same system I used to build a channel paying me $3,000 to $10,000 a month on autopilot. Click below and save your spot for a free seat. Stop watching Faces YouTube tutorials. It's a lot easier than you think to get started. I built 50 Faces automated channel that pay me.
He'll do everything to get the win. I've got to box him, I've got to frustrate him, I've got to humiliate him and show him how good a boxer I am. That's the only way you beat an aggressive fighter.
Created real glass knuckles from the movie Nova Kid. I created real glow-in-the-dark Joker cards that pierces through any object. I created the hidden blade from Assassin's Creed. I created real traditional Batman batarang. I created a real flaming sword inspired by Azrael from the Batman series. I created real-life Wolverine claws and pneumatic cylinders. I created Kung Lao's hat from Mortal Kombat.
Am I the a-hole for exposing my mom's $26,000 death at Sunday dinner? After she sounds lucky, she takes care of me, and now my dad wants a divorce.
Oh, it's the last part for me.
I handed my mom a stack of fake statements at Sunday dinner and watched her face go white when my dad asked what they were. These show every withdrawal from my savings account for the last 3 years I sent. My hands were shaking, but I kept going. Mom's been taking my money. A lot of money. Let me back up for a second because it sounds the same. I'm in my mid-20s. Still living at home to save for a house. I work full-time as a lab tech, and I've been putting money away since I was 16. By last year, I had almost $30,000 saved. I checked my account 2 weeks ago, and there was $4,200 left.
What?
Called the bank, had them send me statements going back 3 years. That's when I saw it. Withdrawals. Dozens of them. 200 here, 500 there, sometimes $1,000 at once. All made it the branch near our house. All during times I was at work. My mom is on my account. Has been since I opened it at 16. The bank guy told me back then it was normal that parents stay on accounts to help their kids.
It is.
I never thought to remove her because why would I? I confronted her alone first, asked her straight up if she's been taking my money. And do you know what she said?
What is she saying?
You're lucky I take care of you. You live here rent-free, eat my food, use my electricity. Did you really think that was all free? I just stared at her. You've been stealing from me? It's not stealing, it's called contributing to the household. Your father and I have expenses. Then why didn't you ask me to pay rent like a normal person? She got this look on her face, half smug and annoyed at the same time. Because you would have said no. You're selfish with money, always have been. This way, everyone wins. She taken $26,000 from me over 3 years, and she was acting like she done me a favor. Is that no ass? Your father doesn't need to know every little thing I do to keep this house running. That's when I knew. My dad's a site manager, makes decent money. We're not rich, but we're comfortable. He would never have been okay with this. She's been lying to both of us. I spent the next week getting documentation, bank statements, withdrawal receipts, everything. I made copies. I highlighted every fraudulent withdrawal in yellow. I calculated the total $25,847. Then I waited for Sunday dinner. My dad always insists we eat together on Sundays. It's his thing, family time. Hot roast, everything seemed normal. I waited until we were all sitting down. The plate's full. My dad asked me about my week. That's when I pulled out the phone.
Pull out the golden girl.
It's like, hey son, how was your week? Well, Dad, I need to show you something. Am I the a-hole for exposing my mom's $26,000 theft
every single month?
Hey man, that's what boys in a hotel room. Booty shorts in the damn courthouse. What? Y'all think that I'm joking about that? I'm not joking. If it wasn't for the fact that that it would be so obvious, I would take a picture and sit and post it so that y'all can see it. But I don't want to. I don't believe in doing that. I don't believe in blasting people out. But yeah, booty shorts be in the courthouse. Booty shorts be in the courthouse. That's inappropriate. That's not right. Don't do it. Please. No, we ain't doing that. Booty shorts in the damn courthouse. What? Y'all think my friend's man tried to holler at me on the low. He sent me pics. And he wanted me to help him to get away from my friend. I didn't entertain him. I didn't tell my friend. The reason why I didn't tell her is because I didn't want her to feel uncomfortable with me around them.
And your friend is still with this man?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
My friend's man.
I just bought an abandoned 1991 Acura Integra that sat for 15 years. And every dollar that this Integra makes me on social media is going right back into the bill. So the longer you watch, the more we can spend. So because it's been sitting for so long, I had to grab these wheels that I pulled off my Del Sol. 2 of the wheels are actually completely flat. So we're going to have to change these wheels out. And then we got a U-Haul and we got a truck over here. And we're going to try to tow this bad boy home. And I'm hoping that the rear wheels are not locked, but I guess we'll find out. So, as you can tell, the steering wheel is extremely moldy, which actually pretty common issue when these cars sit for a long time. We're gonna need to release this. Let's see if the car even moves. Okay. I might need to change all of the wheels.
I think you'd be better off.
I think it's just stuck right now. Okay. Oh, we're moving, boys. You have the car loaded up on the trailer. Everything is solid. And I don't know if you guys have the same vision as me, but underneath this, I guarantee you the paint's going to be beautiful. There are a few clear coat issues, but let's head back to the house and unload it. Now that we got the car back at my place, like I said earlier in the video, we paid $1,000 for this car. Completely bone stock, 1991 Acura Integra LS. See, a lot of people don't tell you this, but all this dirt, grime, moss, any living organisms, this is actually protecting the paint. Even though the car is filthy, this is the only area that I see that actually has clear coat issues. So once we wash it completely, figure that out. So I did end up using a little bit of soap and water just right here in this section to get an idea of what the paint could look like. I'm telling you, once we're done with this and done cleaning it and pressure washing it and detailing it, this car is going to look like it never sat for 15 years. Now, this is the Integra LS model, so it does have a sunroof along with power windows, power mirrors, and it even has AC. Coming with the B18A1 at 130 horsepower. Probably asking me, does it run though? I don't know. I haven't even tried. And yeah, unfortunately, it is automatic, but that's okay. This is a gem barn find if you ask me. Should we leave this car stock as is, or do you guys think we should manual swap it or put something else in it? As you can tell, we have an entire forest growing on the carpet. Seats are absolutely in perfect condition, including the driver's seat, which is actually covered right now. Also got an extremely infested moldy steering wheel, which just gives you better grip. But there's one thing actually missing in this car that I'm kind of upset about. It's the one thing that I kind of figured was going to be missing, and that would be the privacy cover, which I'm really not surprised because a lot of people just throw them away. Since I live in Oregon, the dope thing is a lot of these cars don't rust even if they sit for 15 years. I did also see that this might have had mice in it at one point in time. Hopefully the wiring isn't all messed up. Before we see if it even runs, I'm going to do that in the next video, only because there's a few things that I want to do first. You guys see the potential that I see? My Honda doesn't have AC, but who needs it when your top comes off like your girlfriend? The only problem is if I actually had AC, it wouldn't blow either way. When I turn on my climate control, I went to my local junkyard and found this 1993 Honda Civic EX. This car happens to have the same brake setup as the Civic SI or EM1. So this will be a dope upgrade because I have a 1994 Honda Civic Del Sol, which came with a 9.5-inch brake setup, unlike the EX, which is a 10.3. See, I'm not just upgrading my brakes for no reason, though. My entire knuckle assembly or spindle is completely bent. So not only did I spend $250 to upgrade my brakes, I spent it to fix my car. So let me know down.
Legend of Korra hot takes that will trigger you. Number 1, Umako is actually a great boyfriend. Korra was the problem. Number 2, Korosami was obvious. No, it wasn't. They had a sister relationship, just like Bolin was her brother. Number 3, The Legend of Korra is better than Ella. By the way, this isn't my take, this is my sister's. We argue about it every time. Number 4, the past lives needed a hard reset. The only bad thing that comes from it is the fact that Pavi is stuck with just Korra now. And number 5, Aang was a terrible father. My Legend of Korra hot take.
Toph was based on a real person. The way Toph bends is very different than the other Earthbenders in Avatar: The Last Airbender, and this was actually done on purpose. Regular Earthbenders use a martial art named Hungar, which has a wide stance and focuses more on power. Toph uses something completely different. Toph uses Southern Praying Mantis style. This is more of a narrow stance that's focused on quick, choppy movements and striking with your palm. This was confirmed by the creators in Avatar: The Art of the Animated Series on page 92. And legend has it that this martial art was actually created by a blind woman. So in other words, Toph was based on a real person. But the way Toph bends is very different than the other Earthbenders.
Wait, we gotta play the game? Can you grab the upper controller? Let me play with you.
No, bro, you always asking for something, bro.
A lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
Let me go to the
Walking into a arena with such noise,
What's your money up, bitch?
you can't even hear your corner man whispering in your ear. I've been in situations like that where it can be
Wait, we gotta play the game? Can you grab the upper controller? Let me play with you.
No, bro, you always asking for something, bro.
halfway through the round. I'm not sure who's winning it. Perfectly matched.
Let me go to the
Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just
What's your money up,
above you,
bitch?
so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Wait, we gotta play the game? Can you grab the upper controller? Let me play with you.
No, bro, you always asking for something, bro.
Let me go to
They better start respecting each other's punching power. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. They've got the momentum, they've got the advantage, and they carry that into the next round.
and her round was a very good
Judges,
player
it's
here.
a fighter, and a cornerman's got to put a firecracker on that fight to get out there and get the job done.
That's it.
some moves. I know. That's right. Slow time. Seeing a team that way. Post Jim Crow. That's Jim Crow. That's how people can vote. Have I seen it? Like to put together a team with that many white starters? It was going to be the accurate team.
Like an old school Duke team.
Yeah.
They should look crazy looking at that. Which was only a surprise to Stephen A. Smith. I never thought that Luka was going into the executive suite to say, hey, bring in some blacks. I never felt like that. I don't even see him dap nobody black at all. Yeah, it's him and Joker the whole time.
You be some white boys out.
Yeah.
I feel like that Stephen A. said, like, you can't win with this many white people.
No.
See, I do. I don't like this.
Oh, hard, yo. Didn't we say no more activism?
This is activism.
It is. You activism in for the whites.
No, activism. I'm saying, like, you can win with white people. Just give me the right whites.
Yeah.
It ain't a political issue. I'm saying you get the right 3 white people, you can win.
That's not true.
White men can't do it. Luka and Jokic and shit.
That ain't that though. No.
That's the point. They got the wrong whites. That's what I'm saying. You can't.
Well, they don't have hardly much more money to go get the whites that you're talking about, and they don't have any draft picks for the next 7 years to go get some of the whites you're talking about. In a black sport, you do need black people. I know Elon Musk is going to hate to hear that. But you're going to need some. And you're saying, can you win with the right whites? I'm sure you could if you get the perfect ones. Yeah. These whites,
that are very simple.
They kept Vanderbilt, though, and they got Colin Sexton. So there's 2 blacks.
Yeah. Ever having tokens? Tokens. It's the wrong city. If I see the wrong city to have many white people, that's the critical. Boston, sure. Utah, Minnesota, even maybe.
All maybe.
Yeah. But you can't walk around LA with a whole team full of whites.
Can't do that.
It's bad for
As much as they history, it's bad for business.
It's bad for the image of LA. Yeah.
It's perfect in Boston.
Back to Boston for a quick second. I was reading something that said part of the Jaylen Brown debacle that's not being discussed is how private equity is taking over sports. And these are the decisions that come about when private equity is running things.
Yeah.
They said, so a couple years ago, the PE come in, they take control of the Celtics, which is them wanting to shed salary. They said that they also have a 10% stake in the Spurs. Same PE firm.
Oh, wow. That's not okay.
Which it should be a total. It should be a. Want me to find it? I'll find it.
Can you do that? Barely. Yeah, so it must be some kind of loophole, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. So how can we do that when we got Malik Beasley out here on the front of the ball?
Steal the ball from his own teammates.
NBA Betting Association.
That's good.
Let me see. I think I have this clip. Let's see.
Jaylen Brown was traded because of bad blood with the team, but because the owner of the Celtics doesn't really own the Celtics. Jaylen is the latest victim of private equity in pro sports. I promise you, it's only getting worse from here. Last year, when the Celtics sold Bill Chisholm and his key backers for $6.1 billion, we all kind of saw this coming. The deal was actually illegal from the jump. Here's my friend Jim Lee to explain. Sixth Street puts in more money than just a structure that violated NBA's rule on how much private equity can own for an NBA team. Despite that, Celtics publicly announced the sale anyway, with Chisholm as the lead buyer. That public announcement helped Chisholm raise money from other investors, allowing him to reduce Sixth Street's percentage after the fact. Essentially, there was more puppet than owner. Sixth Street has the real power, which allows him to run the standard PE playbook. Think about the Celtics like Jersey Mike's, which also sold to private equity. Over the last few years, we all noticed the subs have a little bit less meat, but they're still good enough to pop. That's the idea behind the Jaylen Brown trade. Sure, he's a superstar in the middle of his prime, but he's expensive and only getting more expensive on his next contract. Will the team be as good with Paul George? Of course not, but he'll still be competitive in the East, and the fans.
You get the point. Oh, okay. Jersey Mike's. He brings up a good point. I noticed what y'all are doing. Now, I paid an extra $179 for extra meat, but that just gives But that just gives you the meat that you got before.
Normal year.
Yeah, Jersey.
This is what Jersey's not can't be trusted for food.
Jersey Mike's. Who would eat in a place called Jersey fucking Mike's?
I love a Jersey Mike's.
Mark, you built your home in New Jersey. You found the love of your life. Yeah, in New Jersey. New Jersey embraced you. After CNN treated you horrible. But you had some wishes from the New Jersey. And you came right there anyway. Yeah, and then you moved. You didn't make her move. But you ain't like a real nigga move. He did. For 2 years. I really feel it? Yeah, that's what it was.
North that day.
And then it was time. She went down. It was time. She said enough of that. People keep stealing her food off the porch. It was like, all right. She's like, enough of that. Yeah, let's go. She saw me chase that homeless dude down the street for that sandwich. She was done. Next season in the NBA is going to be absolute cinema. I can't wait for the Christmas games to be announced. I can't wait for opening night to be announced. Anything Sixers Celtics is going to be cinema. Amazing. I cannot wait to see it. He's going to try to kill fucking Tatum and the boys. Oh yeah, that was a nasty trade. I want to say that we ain't felt a trade nasty like that in a while, but the Luka trade wasn't too long ago. Yeah, but not straight, not to your division rival. That's disrespectful. Yeah, when you do that, it's disrespectful. We think you ain't shit. Fuck the division. We're going right there. I mean, y'all are in the division. Yeah. And now we're right.
If you're new here, this is the last climb. Today, I'm exploring how 3 rich kids showed up to Everest flexing expensive gear they didn't know how to use and kept acting like experience was something you could buy. That attitude would eventually leave their Sherpas facing an impossible choice no guide should ever have to make. It was April 28th, 2022. Mount Everest, the highest point on Earth at 29,032 feet, straddles the border of Nepal and Tibet. On the Nepal side, the South Col route passes through the Khumbu icefall, 4 high camps, and the death zone above 26,000 feet. In late April, most teams were still waiting.
So Pacquiao, I don't win the fights. I don't win the fucking rounds. I just win the fight.
These 3 young Americans believed they were ready. Carter Alcott was 24 years old, from Greenwich, Connecticut. His family had built significant wealth in private equity, and Carter grew up with the confidence that came with it. He had completed just 2 guided climbs before Everest, Kilimanjaro and a winter ascent in Colorado, but considered that enough preparation. He organized the expedition himself, negotiated directly with a commercial operator, and paid for the trip. Phineas Green, also 24, was from Charleston, South Carolina. He had joined Carter on both previous climbs and rarely questioned his decisions. Quiet and easygoing, he tended to keep concerns to himself. He had struggled more than the others during their Colorado climb and had a history of mild respiratory issues, but never disclosed either to the expedition operator. Anderson Brooks, 23, was from Newport Beach, California. Athletic and highly competitive, he had trained harder than the others before the trip, spending months running, lifting, and preparing at altitude. He joined partly because Carter invited him, and partly because he had no interest in being left behind. While Carter naturally took charge, Anderson constantly pushed to prove himself. In different ways, both men approached Everest as something to conquer.
Hey, bro, I appreciate it.
Since prep school.
I appreciate it, Scott Wood, bro. Thank you. First time chat. Let's go.
Emotional damage.
Everything above 26,000 feet, where the air contains roughly 1/3 of the oxygen available at sea level. The human body cannot acclimatize to these.
I appreciate it, bro. I'm just up here just streaming and gaming, bro.
Time before organ systems begin to fail. The longer a climber stays there, the greater the risk, and the effects often impair the judgment needed to recognize the danger. The Khumbu Icefall, the first major obstacle above base camp, is a moving glacier riddled with deep crevasses and unstable ice towers called seracs. It is navigated via aluminum ladders laid horizontally across gaps and fixed ropes running through the most dangerous sections. It requires crampons, precise footwork, and the ability to move efficiently at altitude with a loaded pack. Entire sections can collapse without warning as the glacier shifts beneath them. April on Everest is still early in the climbing season. The jet stream often remains over the summit, keeping winds in the death zone dangerously high. Most teams wait until the more reliable summit window that usually opens in mid to late May. Above Camp 4, there is no shelter, and weather can deteriorate faster than climbers can descend. The 3 men arrived in Kathmandu in late March, with matching custom expedition suits, deep navy with their initials embroidered on the chest. An outerwear brand had provided them as part
part of a planned content partnership. The suits were expensive and visually impressive, but because they were custom prototypes, the expedition operator questioned whether they had been adequately tested for Everest's extreme conditions. Carter said they had reviewed the specifications and were comfortable with the gear. The concern was noted, and the suits went on the mountain. Seriously, what is it with rich people assuming that they know better than the people that they've hired? It drives me nuts. Yes, in most parts of their lives, that's usually true. Just wasn't true up there. They also paid to have a portable hyperbaric chamber added to the expedition's medical equipment at base camp. It was an expensive extra precaution, though none of the three men ever asked how it worked. It would never leave base camp, making it irrelevant once the summit push began. Their lead Sherpa met them in Lukla. He had summited Everest 8 times and guided commercial clients on the South Col route for more than a decade. Within days, he had formed an impression of the group. Carter tended to make decisions quickly, sometimes before all the information was available. Anderson pushed the pace on climbs harder than necessary. Phineas was quieter and more cautious, though the Sherpa gradually realized he was simply working harder than he wanted others to notice. The trek from Lukla to base camp takes approximately 9 days and gains nearly 10,000 feet of elevation. It is not technically demanding, but it is the first real test of how a body responds to altitude, and it is where the Sherpa team begins forming their understanding of the clients they are going to take up the mountain. The first disagreement came at Namche Bazaar, where the standard itinerary included a rest day for acclimatization. Carter asked whether it was truly necessary. The lead Sherpa explained that acclimatization happened during rest, not movement, and that shortcuts taken lower on the mountain increased risk higher up. Carter accepted the answer, but later suggested to Anderson and Phineas that the Sherpas tended to default to maximum caution regardless of the client. At base camp, the three men spent much of their first afternoon filming content. They had even paid to have a compact espresso machine carried up from Lukla, which drew curious looks from nearby teams. Carter noticed the attention and commented on the older, mismatched gear used by one neighboring expedition. Anderson glanced over and joked that their boots probably cost less than the camera equipment his group had brought. Man, some people really can't resist comparing price tags. I don't know, maybe save the gear snobbery until after you've actually climbed the mountain. Now, before the climb, the lead Sherpa reviewed the acclimatization schedule, oxygen use, emergency procedures, and the summit day turnaround time, 2 in the afternoon at the latest, regardless of how close anyone was to the top. Anderson asked whether that was a fixed rule or something that could be adjusted based on conditions. The Sherpa said it was non-negotiable. Too many climbers had died after staying high on the mountain too long. Anderson said he understood. The first acclimatization rotation took them through the Khumbu icefall to Camp 1. Carter moved steadily. Anderson moved quickly, often closing safety gaps that were intentionally left between climbers. Phineas was noticeably slower, and his breathing drew the Sherpa's attention. The second rotation took them to Camp 2, and partway up the Lhotse face, Carter handled the altitude reasonably well. Anderson pushed hard and began fading above 22,000 feet, which he blamed on a poor night's sleep. Phineas developed a persistent headache and lost much of his appetite, but told neither of his friends. The Sherpa advised Phineas to descend for an extra rest day. Phineas insisted the headache was improving, and Carter agreed that he knew his own body best. The Sherpa warned that symptoms at that altitude should not be ignored, but left the decision to him. Phineas stayed. When the headache faded the next day, he took it as proof there had never been a problem. A headache fading at altitude doesn't necessarily mean the problem went away, because sometimes it just means the body found a temporary way to cope. And that, my friend, was exactly what was happening to Phineas. During the second rotation, a weather system moved in faster than forecast, and the lead Sherpa called a rest day at Camp 2. Conditions above were not safe for upward progress. Carter and Anderson were frustrated. From their tent, the weather did not look nearly as bad as the decision suggested, and every delay reduced the already narrow margin available later in the season. That afternoon, Anderson set up a camera. The three men recorded a video about the delay. The tone was calm and measured. Carter suggested that some of the caution built into commercial expeditions was aimed more at average clients than climbers who had prepared thoroughly. He emphasized that while Sherpas provided invaluable expertise, climbers still had to make their own decisions. Anderson agreed, saying there was a difference between respecting experience and handing over your judgment entirely. They believed they understood the risks and were capable of assessing conditions for themselves. I'm all for thinking by yourself, but if I've climbed Everest 0 times and the other guy has done it 8, I'm all ears. After completing their acclimatization rotations, the 3 men returned to base camp for 4 days of rest. During the final summit briefing, the lead Sherpa reviewed the plan one last time: oxygen management, turnaround times, warning signs of altitude illness, and what to do if someone became unable to descend under their own power. He also emphasized the weather. A storm system was forecast to arrive within 30 to 36 hours of their planned departure from Camp 4, leaving little room for delays. Climbers who stayed too high on the mountain for too long would risk being caught by deteriorating conditions. He specifically reminded Phineas not to ignore any symptoms after the headache he had experienced during acclimatization. Phineas said he felt fine. Over the next 2 days, they climbed to Camp 4 on the South Col at 26,000 feet. Camp 4 sits inside the death zone, where the human body can no longer properly recover. Exposed to wind and extreme cold, it is a place where climbers rest only long enough to prepare for the summit push. During the climb to Camp 4, Carter developed a dry cough. By the time they reached camp, it was noticeable enough that Anderson asked about it. Carter blamed the cold, dry air and brushed it off. Later that evening, while trying to sleep before the summit attempt, he found it difficult to lie completely flat. He felt a mild pressure in his chest and a sensation that he could not quite draw a full breath. He assumed it was the altitude, adjusted his position, and eventually fell asleep. He did not mention it to anyone. Not gonna lie, if I were sitting at Camp 4 coughing my lungs out, I'd probably blame the cold air too. Unfortunately, the mountain doesn't always make it easy to tell the difference between discomfort and danger. They left Camp 4 at 10:15 that night. Conditions were acceptable for a summit attempt: cold, dark, and windy, but within the range the team had expected. The lead Sherpa went first, followed by Carter. Anderson stayed close behind him, while Phineas remained near the back of the group with another Sherpa. The climb started smoothly. Carter set a steady pace and moved well through the lower section despite his persistent cough. Anderson matched him step for step. Phineas was slower from the beginning, though not enough to cause immediate concern. The group reached the balcony at roughly 27,700 feet after 5 hours and 40 minutes. It was longer than planned. Much of the delay came from Phineas, whose movements had become increasingly deliberate on the steeper terrain. He was still climbing, but he seemed to be working harder for every step. To keep the group together, the lead Sherpa reduced the pace, cutting into their time margin. By then, Carter's cough had changed. Earlier, it had been dry and occasional. Now it sounded wetter and required more effort to clear. He continued climbing at a reasonable pace, but the Sherpa behind him noticed the difference. I'm not saying I'd be worried yet, but I definitely wouldn't be feeling great about things. At the balcony, the team stopped to check oxygen supplies. Carter was close to projections. Anderson had used slightly more oxygen than expected after pushing the pace earlier in the climb. Phineas had used the most. His body was working harder than the others, and the slower ascent had consumed valuable time and oxygen. Flow rates were adjusted, but they were already behind where they wanted to be on both time and oxygen, and the most demanding part of the climb still lay ahead. The climb from the balcony to the south summit took another 5 hours and 20 minutes. By that point, all 3 men had spent hours in the death zone, where every step requires effort and judgment gradually begins to erode. Phineas was struggling the most. His pace had slowed noticeably, and his movements were becoming less precise. He followed instructions from the Sherpa, but his responses were delayed, and his focus seemed dulled. The second Sherpa stayed close enough to grab him if necessary. I think a lot of people imagine altitude sickness as something dramatic, you know? Most of the time, it looks a lot more like this. Carter's condition was also deteriorating. His cough had become wet and persistent, forcing him to stop every few dozen steps to recover. He was still climbing competently, but the effort required was increasing. The lead Sherpa listened to his breathing and grew concerned. It sounded different from normal altitude fatigue. Anderson remained the strongest climber of the group. He was moving efficiently and managing his oxygen better than the others, but his focus had narrowed almost entirely to reaching the summit. As long as he was still moving well, everything else seemed secondary. That's the tricky part. You can be climbing well and still miss things that matter. Being strong doesn't automatically mean you're seeing the whole picture. The group reached the south summit at 10:40 that morning. There, the lead Sherpa stopped them and recommended turning around. The summit was less than an hour away, but conditions had changed. A weather system approaching from the west was moving faster than forecast. Phineas was showing clear signs of altitude-related impairment. Carter's breathing had worsened steadily throughout the climb. Their oxygen margins were tighter than planned, and the delays earlier in the
Hello? Hello? Yeah, what up, nigga? What up, Scott? What up? What up? What up? What up? Hey, I got a Discord link for you, bro. Hold on. Hey, type Discord. Type exclamation Discord.
made it clear that he strongly advised against going
Bro, I ain't no damn expert, bro.
with them.
I'm getting lucky.
3 clients alone at the South Summit was not an option he was willing to consider.
Hey, Scott, put exclamation Discord. Exclamation Discord. You can get my Discord, bro.
Mistakes. They reached the summit at 11:25 in the morning. All 3 of them stood at
Exclamation Discord. You can get my Discord, bro.
feet above the ceiling. The wind had picked up noticeably in the last 40 minutes of
I'm seeing it. The first time when you dropped in here, I ain't see it, bro. I kind of was just on my own thing, bro. Life been lifing for me, so I'm just kind of just playing just to, you know what I'm saying? Just to keep my mind busy. So I appreciate it, buddy. That's what's up.
43 in the morning. Within 20 minutes of leaving the summit, the wind had
Hold on, though. Let me get to the next round. I'll get you the Discord, bro.
The system from the west was arriving ahead of the revised forecast. Visibility was beginning to close from the west side of the ridge. The temperature had dropped sharply and continued dropping. Carter's condition worsened steadily on the descent. Between the summit and the south summit, he stopped repeatedly as coughing fits became longer and harder to recover from. The sound coming from his chest had changed. It was no longer the dry cough he had dismissed at Camp 4. Now there was a wet...
Alright, here got my Discord, bro. Oh, shit.
Fluid was accumulating in
There we go, bro.
making it harder for his body to absorb oxygen. As
You can join, bro.
added up, the condition worsened. He was still moving and still clipped to the fixed rope, but every section of the descent required more effort than the one before. The body can put up a pretty good fight for a while. Eventually, though, it runs out of ways to compensate. At approximately 28,400 feet, Carter sat down on the ridge. He did not fall. He simply stopped, leaned against a fixed rope anchor, and said he needed a minute. The lead Sherpa checked his oxygen and switched him to an emergency bottle, but it made little difference. The gurgling in his breathing had become more pronounced. When the Sherpa tried to help him stand, Carter could not get
Oh, that was not good.
conscious, but his body was no longer responding the way it needed to. A short distance behind them, Phineas was also failing. His decline had looked very different from Carter's. The headache he experienced during acclimatization had never completely gone away. Throughout the summit push, he had continued climbing while gradually becoming slower and less coordinated. The delayed footwork the Sherpas noticed on the ascent was no longer subtle. By the descent, the second Sherpa had begun physically guiding him through difficult sections because he was struggling to place his feet correctly. At approximately 28,500 feet, Phineas sat down and could not get back up. He was conscious, but his responses had become slow and disconnected. His eyes were open, yet he seemed unable to fully process instructions.
Where you from, Scott?
He could no longer
I thought I had missed you, bro.
well enough to continue descending safely. Anderson was ahead of both of them. He had been moving faster than the rest of the group from
I appreciate you for sliding through, bro.
180 feet farther down the ridge when the radio call came through about Carter. The third Sherpa faced an impossible choice. Anderson was still moving, still attached to the fixed rope, and still heading toward Camp 4. Carter could no longer stand, and Phineas was beginning to fail as well. The Sherpa told Anderson to stay on the rope and keep descending toward Camp 4. Then he turned around and climbed back up the ridge to help the others. Anderson continued alone.
I try not to judge Anderson too harshly here. Remember, folks, the version of Anderson making this decision wasn't the well-rested 23-year-old who left base camp.
At approximately 1:20 that afternoon, the storm reached the ridge in full force. The wind went from strong to violent within minutes. Visibility dropped to near zero. With wind chill,
Let's go, lady.
temperatures at that elevation were approaching negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. The fixed rope was still there, but finding it and staying clipped to it in a whiteout required coordination that the cold, altitude, and long hours in the death zone had steadily eroded. Anderson's judgment had been deteriorating for hours. Not dramatically, and not in a way he would have noticed, but enough to affect the decisions he was making. The focus that had driven him up the mountain had narrowed his attention to a single goal: keep moving down. He was paying less attention to the weather, his oxygen, and his own condition.
He had spent the entire expedition trying to prove he was the strongest one up there. On that ridge, alone in a whiteout, none of that meant anything anymore.
Radio contact with Camp 4 was established at approximately 1:35 in the afternoon. A rescue from below was not possible. No
My bad. I know we listened to this. What's his name?
The team at base camp could only maintain contact and wait. The lead Sherpa remained with Carter on the ridge, administering the last of the emergency oxygen and attempting to keep him responsive. Carter was conscious for a period, and then he was not. The lead Sherpa stayed with him until the conditions made remaining on the ridge no longer survivable. The second Sherpa remained with Phineas in the same way, for the same duration, with the same outcome. Anderson's last confirmed position, based on the GPS device recovered later, was logged at approximately 28,100 feet at 2:07 in the afternoon, further along the descent ridge than Carter or Phineas, moving in the direction of Camp 4 alone in the whiteout. The lead Sherpa reached Camp 4 in the early hours of April 29th, severely depleted, with frostbite to 2 fingers on his right hand. The second Sherpa arrived approximately 90 minutes later. The third arrived 40 minutes after that. None of them had been able to bring anyone down. Radio contact with Camp 4 was maintained throughout the storm. By early afternoon on April 28th, the team at base camp understood the situation, but there was little they could do. No rescue team could safely climb into those conditions, and the resources at Camp 4 were limited to what had already been carried up the mountain. 2 days after the storm passed, a search team ascended from Camp 4. Carter Alcott was found at approximately 28,400 feet, still seated against the fixed rope anchor where he had stopped. Phineas Green was found about 100 feet farther down the ridge in a similar position. Anderson Brooks was not on the route. The search continued for 3 more days before incoming weather forced it to end. Anderson was never found. His last confirmed GPS position was recorded at 2:07 p.m. on April 28th, placing him on the descent ridge, alone and moving toward Camp 4
Let's go.
in near zero visibility. The expedition operator's report reconstructed the climb through GPS data, radio logs, oxygen records, and footage recovered from the climber's cameras. The timeline showed the slower than planned ascent, the oxygen consumed above schedule, the recommendation to turn around at the south summit, and the decision to continue despite worsening conditions. Images taken near the south summit also supported the Sherpa's account that the weather system arrived sooner than forecast. The report further noted that the portable hyperbaric chamber the group had paid to add to the expedition remained at base camp unused. Even if it had been available higher on the mountain, it would not have changed the outcome at those elevations. The official findings concluded that Carter died from high-altitude pulmonary edema, or HAPE, a condition in which fluid accumulates in the lungs and gradually prevents the body from absorbing enough oxygen. Phineas died from high-altitude cerebral edema, or HACE, a severe swelling of the brain caused by oxygen deprivation at extreme altitude. Both reports cited prolonged time in the death zone and the decision to continue beyond the recommended turnaround point as contributing factors. Anderson Brooks was listed as presumed dead. Investigators Investigators concluded that he likely became separated from the route during the whiteout storm while low on oxygen and already impaired by the effects of extreme altitude. The operator's final statement noted that the recommendation to turn around at the south summit had been based on the weather, the group's oxygen situation, and the visible deterioration of 2 climbers. All 3 chose to continue. The Sherpas continued with them because that was their responsibility. 2 remained with their clients on the descent ridge until conditions made it impossible to do more. Honestly, this whole story feels avoidable. Maybe with a little more humility and a little more patience, things would have ended differently. But what do I know? If you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Come on, we're coming out with videos. Help us out, we'll help you out. New video each week. We'll see you soon.
Everest has a reputation for being merciless, and yeah, it is. The 7 people you're about to hear about had one thing in common. Somewhere between base camp and the death zone, they made a call so avoidable that the only word for it is brainless.
Bruh, Skywood, if you hear, bruh, I got you the what's his name, bruh. Skywood, the Discord is in the what's his name. I can't figure out how to add you, but I got you the link though, bruh. So if you pop in, let me know. Think I'm gonna fight one more, and then I'm gonna call it quits, bruh. I'll be on later on tonight, but what's his name though?
Inspiration. Talk about them so nobody does it again. It was May 16th, 2017. The South Col sits at 26,000 feet.
Give me the process of the songwriting, right? Meaning, like, when I look at Folded, I see that Folded had like 7 songwriters, right? And you're a songwriter veteran. I want to know, like, how does something like that happen in the studio? Oh, I mean,
Oh yeah, that's pretty. Most of the times, it's if you see my name on something, I ain't gonna say most of the time, and it has a lot of names on it, I had to fix something. Several people tried to fix it. I had to fix it.
Let's go, baby.
Like her anyway. So I can my songs, that I come in with. You want something that you want something. Song that just needs to be changed around. The harmonies right here. So I'm lending a thing of mine to whoever that young rock on those particular records.
The first fight between Jonas and Taylor was fantastic. Plenty of action with Taylor just barely
Many rights,
securing a victory.
The other part is, if you have a sample, we know how to do it. But we understand when you use the samples in the 90s, the first time the shit was being sampled. Like on third generation sample. Sample so quick when you think about it, it ain't like all of them was in the room helping do shit. It just so happens people don't get pulling together.
bro, fucking Drake record that samples Lauryn Hill and sample Wu-Tang.
There you go.
That hook was thrown with some bad intention.
Once you're right on the record, it's not coming off the record. So nobody knows exactly what you did. So even if Drake wrote this thing all the way down, but he wrote on top of this track that was sampled 9 times. So it means that those names of those people gonna be there. Even though on the top line, everything
It's just something you could never ever get used to. How many gyms are built outside? How many times do we train, spar, and everything
For the first,
outside?
the
Not
building, the
having
pump
a
build,
fight outside.
it
Just
sold
let guys
75%
gas
of that,
themselves
like
out. Just let the
27
environment, man,
million,
make
I think.
so much of a difference.
Yeah,
You may
and that
not
just stayed
realize it.
from a particular
Watch when
point,
you're
a
out
certain
rolling.
point, you step going back. The catalog before that, I still have at home. 25% of that part I sold, I still own. There's another part of a catalog right after that I still own, that's still operating, and a new publishing deal that I still own.
Have to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. She can't find a home for that jab. She catches and counters.
That's what's fucking got. Hell yeah. But when you do that,
Which fighter will say
Smooth,
no
but just
more?
being able to just see your account just have a certain
you gonna say the thing is
might be more action
serious ball fight that you ain't even thought of.
What was that?
When you're doing something at a certain extremely high level,
Wait, but I don't know.
And that is that. She surrenders.
This motherfucker quit.
in time,
Well, the corner has thrown in the towel, and that will do it. The fighter not
So you
happy,
get
but those are the rules.
you got to choose. Then you want your writing to suck. Get fucked.
Your vowels, Your vowels, Your vowels, You got vowels. They hanging out. Your vowels,
You rather your writing get fucked up, and you like, but look at my chicks. And I was like, nah, I got to get up. I used to attack these niggas. Like, I ain't attacking y'all niggas. What is it? It's like, oh, nigga, you got all that. Nigga, look at your shit in your yard. Like, you need some pressure.
Get hungry again.
And so you're pressure, we're going to get the bread for it, but you going to want to do that again. And so what I had, when I sold that 4 Grammys then, so I had 5 since then. And I can't say I would have did that like that if I had like pressure.
My best advice is so with not the younger, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say my ends and things like that, but like for real, man, I'm trying to stay connected to everybody. Like, cause you know, the art of communication, right? Like the generation younger than me, they typically don't want to verbalize communication, or they tend to so with not the younger, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say my ends and things like that, but like for real, man, I'm trying to stay connected to everybody. Like, cause the art of communication, right? Like the generation younger than me, they typically don't want to verbalize communication, or so with not the younger, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say my ends and things like that, but like for real, man, I'm trying to stay connected to everybody. Like, cause the art of communication, right? Like the generation younger than me, they typically don't want to verbalize communication, or they tend to so with not the younger, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say my ends and things like that, but like for real, man, I'm trying to stay connected to everybody. Like, cause the art of communication, right? Like the generation younger than me, they typically don't want to verbalize communication, or they tend to so with not the younger, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say my ends and things like that, but like for real, man, I'm trying to stay connected to everybody. Like, cause the art of communication, right? Like the generation younger than me, they typically don't want to verbalize communication, or they tend to so with not the younger, but you know what I'm saying? I don't want to say so with not
Because remember who they.
She said she love when I talk that shit. This is the way I live. Little boy still pushing big play.
I recommend every driver keep one in the car, no matter how much money you have. I bought every phone mount on the market, and I finally found the best one on TikTok. This one can only be mounted on glass. It won't stick to textured surfaces or dashboards. Total garbage. This one relies entirely on the adhesive at the bottom to stay in place. It'll ruin my car's interior. Complete trash. And this phone mount, also garbage. It can't even hold my phone. Total waste of my money. So why wouldn't I go for the ultimate mount? I'm talking about this one. Hottest phone mount of 2026. This is the ultimate phone mount. Just place your phone on it, give it a gentle clamp, and it's firmly secured. It features a dual silicone clamp arm design. It will never scratch your phone. You can adjust the angle to your liking. It supports both portrait and landscape modes. When you don't need it, just take it off. No sticky residue. Even if you move it somewhere else, it stays as solid as a rock. No shaking. Large screen phones work too, no matter the brand or screen size. It's for everyone. Right now, it's half price with free shipping. Smart people have already hit that order button. I recommend every driver keep one in the car, no matter how much money you have. I bought every phone mount on the market, and I finally found...
Hello. Do you have any more honey buns? No, sorry, we don't keep back stock.
What the fuck?
Put your motherfucking what?
To do that's just how my mentality works. Like I had to put myself in the corner to want to fight myself out. I can't. Oh, cool. Everything's rosy.
Respected and taken for granted. Loneliness gets a bad reputation because people assume the man sitting by himself is the man that couldn't find someone. They never consider he's the man who refused to settle for someone who did not value him. There's a version of alone that's not empty, it's protected. Some of you are in relationships right now where you are more invisible than the single man eating dinner by himself. You're physically next to someone who mentally forgot you were there. You give, and the return is silent. You show up, and effort is never matched, and you stay because you're afraid that leaving means starting over. But staying in a place where your presence doesn't register is not loyalty. It's self-erasure. Being taken for granted doesn't announce itself. It's the partner who stops saying,
Today we're gonna switch things up.
I tell you what, I'd rather be alone, respected, than taken for granted. Loneliness gets a bad reputation because people assume the man sitting by himself is the man that couldn't find someone. They never consider he's the man who refused to settle for someone who did not value him. There's a...
Today we're gonna switch things up. I'm driving, he's vlogging.
I don't know how to vlog. What's up, guys? We're heading down the California coast, and we're staying at Hamptonville, which, if you didn't know, is the perfect home base for the ultimate.
Yeah, that sounds pretty.
This is Ann. 2 weeks ago, I walked up to him on the street and asked him if he would want a model for my clothing brand. Surprise him with an $8,000 check. Shout out to you guys donating to the GoFundMe. Let's see how it goes.
So then Ann showed up, I set up my camera, and then it was time for the picnic. Just look at the car.
That's for you, man.
sounds great. This is 2 weeks ago. I walked up to him in the street and asked him if he would surprise him with $1,000 cash.
Children.
Hello.
Coming back is crazy. Oh my God.
Thank you.
When did you come to see me?
2 days ago.
I made $5,000 in 2 days.
$5,000? Wow.
I've been crying. Oh my goodness. You changed my life. I'm sorry, I wasn't.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay.
I know you don't know me, but you don't know what you've done for me. It was hard for me in this city to really keep a name for myself. This opened up doors. I got people from Virginia, North Carolina, Maryland coming through and ordering the Gabriel search.
I love that. That's amazing.
You are an angel.
Well, thank you.
Enjoy that food.
I will.
Forget about that
Here you go.
round.
Yeah, of course.
Feel good? Good man, good man.
Win this next round for me, kid. You getting soft on me?
Set him up, but you'll take him out.
You had everything in the bag, and now you're gonna let him back into it. Now listen, kid, I need you to go back out there. I need you to win this round. Get your mind back, get your focus back.
Right, don't give him no free shots. Keep smart.
That's off. Don't give him anything. Go back and win the round, right?
Good work.
Let's fight. boxing back together. Just take the round off. Win the round on your jab. And breathe when you're stepping around.
Great work. I love that. I love that. The jab's slick. Just keep him on.
Boxing back together. You've been coasting this fight, and now you're gonna...
That's it. Just start sticking a few body shots in there. Bury it up.
You gotta take that confidence away. Go out in the first minute. Stick him on the end. And box.
So just the post right here, right, that I'm seeing in this caption, top dog getting some promotion off of me getting hit by a car, bro. I never gave you the authority to use my face of a tragedy of me almost losing my life to use my face in an incident that was traumatic for me my face for promotion, bro. That's not cool. You can do that with all the other people you do that with, but with me, we not doing that, bro. Delete that post right now, or I'm gonna get a cease and desist for you to delete my post, bro. And that's bottom line. Like, don't use me as no promotion of me getting hit by a car and stuff like that for you to get clients on a major platform for you to get business, bro. That's not cool. You haven't even called and checked up on me to see whether I'm cool or not. You get what I'm saying, bro? That's not good. Hey, look. So this the post right here, right? That I'm seeing.
Okay.
All right. Are y'all okay out here?
I need you to focus on what you're doing.
Y'all good?
You don't want to lose this fight, do you? Come on.
How long have y'all been working hard? I asked him, is they all right? He said, yes. Then I said, you sure? Picked up my bag, she did like this.
Complaining.
Now, we're trying to figure out what's going on in that field right there because it looked like a whole bunch of slaves still working in that field right there. There's a whole bunch of black people that don't speak no English, and you got a white dude sitting in that truck monitoring them, and it's just a whole bunch of people picking, look like they're picking cotton, but it's not cotton. So we're trying to figure out what's going on with that. How you doing?
Okay. So, Shaniqua, you really told this nigga, no, fuck that shit. You really told this nigga about my fucking housing, bitch?
No, don't do that.
No, so Shaniqua really just told this fucking nigga about my housing, and he's sitting up here mad. He's mad in real life. Like, it's not that fucking...
3 G's a month for rent. Your ass, come on, make me pay me, bro.
So what? What was you talking about? Look at the job. Like, you know what the fuck you are? You be coming up in my... So why can't...
Come on, go ahead, put that shit, bro. Chill, man.
So he's mad because he's been paying me rent, and here I got other bills. He acting like rent is the only motherfucking thing I gotta pay. Like, it's not that, bitch, I'm beating your ass. Bitch, when I catch you, I'm beating your ass. Why would you tell him? Why would you tell him? Look how he is. He's really mad. Get the fuck out my face. He's really mad. So, Shaniqua, you really told this nigga, no, fuck that shit. You really...
Connect. Same dots. No cross.
Get your mind back on the job.
That's that hibachi chicken and steak.
Baby. Let him back into the fight.
It's $4.50. You can say you and 3 others can get it. It's $4.50.
Man, fuck this. Oh.
You disrespectful. Why would you do that? You just didn't know you just couldn't listen to me. I'm shitty.
Miss Annie, this is
That's that hibachi chicken and steak.
baby.
It's $4.50. You can say you and 3 others can get it. It's $4.50.
Man, fuck this. Oh.
You disrespectful. Why would you do that? You just didn't know you just couldn't listen to me. I'm shitty.
Miss Annie, this is
That's that hibachi chicken and steak.
baby.
It's $4.50. You can say you and 3 others can get it. It's $4.50.
Man, fuck this. Oh.
You disrespectful. Why would you do that? You just didn't know you just couldn't listen to me.
Man, everything rolls. I'll go to the golf course, dog. I was on the golf course early. Before everybody got into it. I've been there. It was getting real comfortable. I was like, oh, I'm gonna wake up at 7 o'clock like a real old nigga. Just go 18 and do 18 more. Like I ain't got shit else to do. Like, what's up? Only if beef hall. Like, that ain't good. Stream, get your ass. Get up. And so it was more of that than it was about the account looking a certain way. And
just didn't feel. I like that feeling. I like to go in there and whoop some ass, Dream. Like go in there, and get him. I like that competitive Michael Jordan shit. Oh,
Do it again. Yeah, just do it.
I want to get the fuck up. I'm like,
right up and kill him. My God, too. That's my man.
gang.
That's my man, Big Dog.
Big deep breaths. Big deep breaths. Calm yourself down. Calm yourself back. Come on. Breathe.
MiniFiggs just released a brand update talking about their improvements that they want to have and the pending litigation. Here we go. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Echo Base Network. You got Coach and Nick here. We are doing some investigative reporting. We got some really big videos coming in the near future, so make sure that you stay tuned. But today we're doing a reaction. We're doing a reaction to Bricks and MiniFiggs, an update on brand improvements and pending litigation. They just released this blog, this news update. I am not sure if they released this at Business Wire. I assume that they have, so they can throw this out to the media as well. It is also interesting because we have reached out to Bricks and MiniFiggs corporate in the last 48 hours and have yet to hear back from them. But I guess whoever's over their media, they were busy writing this blog. So here we go. Let's see what they have to say, and we get a reaction here. At Bricks and MiniFiggs, we understand trust is earned through actions, not just words. That sounds nice. Over the past several weeks, we've heard from customers, franchise owners, Lego enthusiasts, and other community members who care deeply about our brand. We know people have been concerned, frustrated, and disappointed by what they've seen and heard in social media world about Bricks and MiniFiggs. We also understand that for some people, this hasn't been just about one store or one situation. It has raised broader questions about trust, accountability, communication, and how we protect the values that make Bricks and MiniFiggs special. So far, all that sounds perfectly fine, but bro, I gotta say, where's the action plan here? You're gonna have to admit some wrongdoing because you've been caught in way too many truths, it appears. So Bricks and MiniFiggs isn't just another retail concept. We built our stores around creativity, childhood memories, family moments, collectors, and local communities. Because of that, customers rightly expect a higher level of care, transparency, and responsibility from us, something that we believe in. And customers also expect you to honor the agreements that you had in the past. Okay? While much of the public discussion has been based on incomplete or inaccurate information, such as blog post, we also recognize simply correcting misinformation isn't enough. They haven't corrected misinformation. No. People also want to know why. No, we understand why they have raised concerns, what we've learned, and how we are improving as a result. So here are everything solved here, guys. Here are their operational improvements. Let's see what they have to say. And I'm being a little bit harsher right here because we're looking at what Bricks and MiniFiggs corporate is saying. This isn't a local franchise store. The local franchise stores have been having a lot of problems because of what corporate has done. Corporate seems to be the bad actors here. Agreed, Nick?
A couple people over there, from what we've seen, the video evidence we've seen,
Click, boom.
seems to be that way.
Yeah. So Operation
Gotta hype me up. Hype me up. Hype me up. Emotional damage.
We've identified several areas that can be improved, and we've already begun making meaningful changes, including the following. Number one, increased
All right, y'all. So Americans are doing this buy nothing challenge. In other words, for a month, they ain't buying nothing but essentials, straight up. And they're going to be doing cooking at the crib. Ain't going to be too much eating out, fast food, and all that kind of stuff. Nothing but the bare bones necessities, right? Let's get straight into the video. But first, like it before you like it. Hit the sub before you hit the bud. Join the team before you hit the green. And don't forget the... I need that. That's me.
If you're poor, try the Buy Nothing Challenge. The Buy Nothing Challenge, for 30 days, buy nothing except food, rent, gas, and insurance. Don't bring your wallet with you when you leave home. Pack lunch. See how much you save. Repeat until you have as much as you want. Pairs well with working 12 hours a day. Being good with money literally just means spend less than you make and put the extra in things that go up, not down.
The hardest part about most things isn't knowing what to do, it's doing it.
Yep.
And the hard part about doing it is that you're often more rewarded for every action except for the one that you need to take. And so there's 100 things you can spend money on. There's only one nothing. And so it's this muscle that we have to build. But I strongly encourage the buy nothing challenge because, one, you realize how little you can really live on. And when you realize how little you can really live on, you realize how much more risk you can actually take. Because the apparent downside of what if I lost everything becomes incredibly tangible, which is like, well, I lived on $200, $500. Not even that bad. Yeah, we often say that we'll be happy. Like, we already have the things that we said we want that would make us happy. And yet here we are.
If you're poor, you know what's interesting about this? If I were to be broke, like I'm talking about like broke as I was at the lowest in my life, it'll suck. But I've been there before. I ain't gonna cry about it. The most, horrific thing about it to me would be the embarrassment of being the person who had something and then lost it. That would be the most embarrassing part. But would I survive? Hell yeah, man. I'm a survivor. It's really that simple.
Doing a no-buy year literally changed my life. Last year, I stopped buying a bunch of bullshit. I paid off a ton of debt, and I'm very, very mindful about what I buy now. I'm not going to say that I, stuck with it. I obviously buy things now, and I also didn't last a year. Don't let me fool you. I really did a no-buy 6 months, but it completely changed the way that I buy things, truly. I know it sounds dumb, but, I used to just go into Target and let Target tell me what I needed, and blah, blah, blah. And I would go into TJ Maxx and Marshalls and Ross and, spend $100 each. And just dumb. And now I'm very intentional with my purchases. I am really only buying things that I know are quality. I'm doing a lot of research on what I'm buying. I am making sure that I know where my money is going instead of just walking into stores and blindly buying things that my children don't need, that I don't need, my home doesn't need. My house has never been less cluttered because I constantly get rid of things, and I'm not just bringing random stuff into my home all of the time. If you have a clutter problem, if you have a shopping addiction, a shopping problem, do a no-buy for a month, 2 months. See what happens? It literally rewired my brain in the best way. Doing a no-buy.
Yeah, man, I might do a no-buy nothing.
What is going on, guys? It is WrestleMania here, back with some more news. Right now on the Great Balls of Fire pay-per-view. Literally. Hopefully there's only 1 week left of this heat. But join us now as we look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from last night's SmackDown, as well as the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the real reason why WWE brought back Baron Corbin, a sad Rhea Ripley update, Alexa Bliss suffered an injury, WWE still has an embarrassing AI error, WWE is really concerned about low ticket sales, Sami Zayn not seen as a star in WWE, a legend retires, a former WWE World Champion gets legitimately knocked out, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on our new Facebook page. But as always, we won't recap the show, but just look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. As always, we start off with the good. As number 1, CM Punk arrives on the Blue brand. CM Punk is now officially a SmackDown star, and he brought a new lease of life to the opening of the show. Punk will call out names such as Damian Priest and Trick Williams for future WWE title opportunities, and hopefully this means that Punk will be working with stars he's never worked with before during his latest WWE title run. It was also great to see Punk interact with Johnny Gargano backstage, so hopefully WWE has a storyline plan between the two veterans. Something's gotta wake him up, right? Number 2, Solo shines. Solo Sikoa has been a standout of this latest chapter in the Bloodline saga. Sikoa was once again incredibly entertaining on SmackDown last night, as he always is, and the crowd slowly but surely is now siding with the former US champion. There is still concern that this is one big swerve, and it's going to lead to Sikoa reuniting with the Bloodline in time for War Games in November. But hopefully WWE has a more exciting creative trajectory planned. Number 3, Balor vs. Tama. Now the crowd were fully into Finn Balor vs. Tama Tonga, and they actually received the most positive reaction of the night match-wise. Balor as a babyface is something the fans love, and Tonga Loa delivered his best pure in-ring performance since he signed with WWE. Number 4, Corbin returns. Now, it has been rumored for months, but Baron Corbin is officially re-signed with WWE. Corbin is a veteran by all accounts in the Squared Circle in 2026. He brings a ton of experience to the Blue brand. The crowd actually gave Corbin a decent pop, and he is a signing that makes a lot of sense, as he was universally liked during his initial run in the company, both with the fans and back in the locker was also seen as one of the most safest stars in the company, so there's no reason they brought him back. And Nick Aldis versus Gunther is set. The SmackDown was main evented by a segment between Nick Aldis and Gunther. Gunther would once again snap on Aldis, choking him out with numerous sleepers and refusing to break the menacing hold. It's now destined that the two wrestle at SummerSlam next month, and this will officially mark Aldis' first ever match in a WWE ring. But that was a good, what about the bad? It's number one, weak storytelling. And while CM Punk's opening promo on SmackDown was well received by many, the way WWE handled the Cody Rhodes confrontation has received a questionable reaction. Punk and Rhodes was made out of nowhere for SummerSlam, and the weird thing was that the crowd barely reacted. Was this just a case of fans knowing what was already coming? Seeing as this was planned to be one of the main events of WrestleMania next year, WWE will without a doubt be disappointed with the lack of reaction. That was a good, the bad. What about the downright ugliest? What is that? Well, we now have a new custom title in WWE in the form of Trick Williams' US title. The US title now contains first straps, and to say that it looks cheap and tacky would be an understatement. Maybe this is aimed at the furries, no offense, right? Granted, it goes with Williams' character, but is this really the best thing WWE could have come up with? WWE is also going one step further by selling replicas of the title on their official store, and they're being sold at a substantial $700. $700 for a title that looks like a cat. What are you guys saying? Is this a cop or not? But that was our review of SmackDown. What do you guys think of the blue brand last night? Do you think WWE is now on the upward trajectory with the blue brand and trying to turn things around? Let us know in the comments down below. Now let's move on to the news. Now first story looks at the real reason why WWE brought back Baron Corbin. Our top story today looks at the major return from SmackDown last night. Baron Corbin is now back under WWE contract, and WWE has inserted him immediately into the US title picture on the blue brand. Now, this return has been reported for a while, and there are three crucial reasons why WWE brought him back in the mix after releasing him. There's number one, the SmackDown mid-card really needs him. The SmackDown's mid-card revolves around the youth at WWE right now, and it could definitely be argued that they need a veteran presence in the mix. Corbin is incredibly reliable as a performer, and it's entirely possible that he gets another run with the US title down the line. Number two, Braun Breaker. Now, we all know how beloved the tag team with Braun Breaker was on the NXT brand a number of years ago. The tag team was insanely over, and it produced the finest work of both men's respective careers. Whilst both are currently on separate brands, WWE now has the opportunity to reunite them if they choose to. It's been a hot topic on social media today, and fans are actively pushing for this to happen. Fans have stated that the Vision faction is the definition of stale, and WWE have been really urged to move Breaker away from this duo as all it's doing is hurting him. And number three, a wider role. One of the advantages for WWE when it comes to re-signing Corbin is that he could potentially do other roles. Due to Corbin's popularity in the locker room, he'd be welcomed into the role of producer. Maybe Corbin is having one more brief WWE run before he takes an official backstage role for the rest of his career. What do you guys think of WWE bringing back Baron Corbin? Should it have happened at a random SmackDown, or would it have been better at SummerSlam? Next up, sad Rhea Ripley update. And we have some unfortunate news. Late rain.
You've been doing a lot of flirting too. A lot. Flirting? That's that ass that had Mano going crazy.
First of all,
Oh, that's like you want to talk about. Yeah, the way she just slid that. First of all, I'm an Aquarius, Manny. No.
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this
What is that? Yeah, you don't have to sign.
small blood? She's just not gonna get trigger happy. Be smart with the
What does
shot.
that even mean?
Said you're gonna go for someone else.
Yo, it's an honest question, y'all. I really don't keep up with that sign shit. The only people I got help me stay in touch with this sign shit. The shit's really just juicy, and she's not here. So when I say it, it's an honest question. So people say, "Oh yeah, I'm a Pisces," and that's it. How they do? I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? Yo? Just tell me what your characteristics are. I don't identify that shit by signs. I identify it by people's actions. Jesus, come on. We've been attracted.
I think it might be the tummy tuck. I ain't gonna lie.
That's that ass that had made him calling all happy. Yeah, don't tell me you're an Aquarius when you just got a tummy tuck. Like,
Look, here go Cheryl's water sign, fluid in motion. I don't know. Right.
Jim, let me get your thoughts on this.
All right.
News came out this past weekend that Sheamus was preparing to leave WWE. He's been there for 20 years. I have a quote here from the Fightful In the Weed show. It should be Rules on Weed? What is that? I guess Fightful has a show called In the Weeds, and that would be their show. In the Weeds. It should be reiterated that Sheamus turned down a contract extension, and he was not released. Once he's done, he's out. There will be no 90-day non-compete. There will be just Stephen Farrelly. That's his real name. Professional wrestler and workout artist, doing whatever he wants once he workout artist? What is that? That means he likes to lift weights and film himself doing it? Are you serious, or is that a serious? Grass? Yes. I mean both, but that's what it is. Look, that fucking line of work. He will do whatever he wants once his contract ends, which we do not specifically know the date of the expiration. He's been. Who is writing this? This sounds like an odd person. He will do whatever he wants. Like, you know, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go out and knock over a fucking bank. I'm gonna get shit-faced drunk.
Yo, chef.
What can I get for you, kid?
Let me give you turkeys and the Wagyu chopped cheese.
I got you, kid.
Period.
Got the Wagyu beef? Got it on the grill.
Period.
Just like that.
Period.
You like onions and peppers?
Period. Yeah, I can't have no dry burger.
Exactly, right on top.
I get the seasoning.
You know what this is?
I love this part.
Right. Yeah. You're making it salty. You like it salty?
Just season.
You're gonna get diabetes.
I don't know. I repeat that.
And now we chop it up.
I ain't chop it up. I don't want to do this no more.
Why? It burned you?
Yeah.
You got the cheese for as much as you like.
Period.
Right on top.
Exactly.
You lactose intolerant?
Nope.
Wagyu's already?
Yeah,
right
hurry
on
up.
top.
It's getting heavy.
Now you got it. You look like you got muscle.
Period.
Grab some more?
It's smelling so good.
What made you choose sake?
I don't know, but it's getting heavy though.
What kind of sauce did you like?
Sweet and sour spicy mayo. It's too hot for me.
Come on. We're good. Throw in your mango habanero.
Put it.
Don't put too much, alright? It's spicy.
It is?
Yeah. You want to throw in the chipotle?
Yeah. This look like some spread.
Now you're a professional.
Some goulash. Look at what they eat in the feds.
Now the food's all ready. We hand it to the customer. Try it. Let me know what you think.
Yeah.
Come on, take a nice bite.
It's good. It's busting, but we ain't in the feds no more. You can put this in your sandwich.
What, you want it with like butter?
Yo, chef.
What can I get for you, kid?
Let me get the order. I haven't forgotten about it. Yeah. These orders are free, right?
Oh, I was trying to get another drink. Is that possible? Is there a way I could close out? My ride is here. So, I don't know if the car's gonna come back on, but I don't have a way to close you out or ring your drink in. Hold on a second.
This is how this is gonna work. If you have an open tab, we should have your card already saved in our system. If you want to leave before the power comes back on, 20% gratuity will be added to your bill unless you tell me otherwise. For now, I'm going to have to write down all of your orders, and when the power comes back on, I will bring them in on tab. If the power does not come back on within 1 hour from now, I will be closing down.
In an hour? Why? It's only like 4 p.m. Well, my coolers are no longer working, so the more that I open them, the warmer the beer is gonna get, and my ice maker's not working anymore, and I don't have any hot water to wash glasses, and I only have so many glasses. Hey, so what's the deal? You still serving drinks? Do you already have a tab open? No. I just got here. Right now, since the power's out, if you want a drink, I'm gonna have to either write down your credit card number and write down your drinks, or if you have cash, that would work. You can't be serious. I am not giving you my credit card number so you can write it down. I completely understand. So if you don't have cash, then I'm sorry I can't serve you right now. Michelle, since I never gave you my card, my drinks are on the house, right? Oh, yeah. If you are
fighting to start this
your
should
credit
be
card,
good.
whenever you start your tab, I will either need a credit card that I spell the number for, or you have to pay in cash. I have all of the prices memorized, and taxes included in that, so I can tell you how much your tab will be if you can remember what you have, which and then you guys would know. If you're one of those people and you do not want to give me your credit card number, so why you wouldn't want to do that? Because you guys know me and I know you. That's why I can get from you when you started your tab.
4,000 ounces today.
Yeah, it's 4,000. You know how many ounces that is?
How many?
That's 100.
Okay, yeah, we spoke on the phone.
That's 100 ounces, so you already know how much that is. Big. It's like the lot.
Wow. Oh my God. October 31st, 2023. You paid $207,000 for this.
Come on.
Oh my God, you did great. What made you buy this?
My ex was a commodity trader.
Uh-huh.
He thought I was stupid. I was paying attention the whole time.
Wow.
Yes, I can't wait to stand on him.
Oh my God. Okay, look, go 39.80 today, okay? But that's not too big off. I have to make $100 per coin.
That's cool.
So you're still making a lot. So I'm gonna pay 38.80 at 100 coins, 388,000.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna need just like a little bit to look through them and count it and everything. But you have the invoice here, so
Yes, you know it's a big.
yeah. No, I know it is. I know. I can feel it. It's so heavy.
Yeah.
Let me see. You have the phone number ending in 3346.
Yeah, same number.
Okay. Can you send me your bank wire info right there?
For sure.
And wow.
Yeah, I'm glad I don't need cash. It's too much.
Why are you selling it? You don't want to hold on to it longer? I mean, 4,000 is still a lot, or 39.80 is still a lot.
I got some real estate deals coming through. Trying to pay for the bad boys cash too, because the interest is way too high.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
Man, I'm just trying to become a mogul, man. I'm trying to do some generational wealth. You know?
Okay. Yeah. I got you.
Now it's come up now.
Yeah, I think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You definitely got it going good.
I'm real jealous about this.
He was straight.
Yeah, and he taught me something.
Yeah.
You know, gave me a lot of high blood pressure, but at least he taught me something.
Awesome. Well, I'm not gonna X-ray all of them right now. We'll get the wire transfer out in the next hour. They're still gonna do a test on it, but I know it's good. I'm glad you have the invoice. That makes me comfortable because it's a lot.
It's high quality. You know what I mean? This is certified gold right here.
Yeah.
It don't get no better than this right here.
No, for sure.
This is the hardest thing I ever did in my life.
October 31st, 2023, it says gold was $19.83 per ounce, and you paid $207,000. You did really good.
Yeah.
You did really good. That's awesome. Okay.
It is. I ain't as dumb as he thought I was.
Give me just a second. I'm gonna have that. No, it's very heavy. Give me just a second, and let me get this processed, okay?
All right, thank you. I appreciate you. Okay, big today.
All right, man. So everything is good. They're looking over it right now, but we're gonna get that wire transfer processed in the next 1 hour.
Okay, cool.
So I got your text. This is the information right here.
Yep.
And you can call me if you have any issues, but 100% it's gonna be good.
Oh, yeah.
I do need your ID copy real quick.
Okay. Yeah, I will call you. That money's just I'm gonna need my coins back.
No problem. There you go. Okay. I appreciate it so much.
I appreciate it. Hey, bless your heart.
Hey, great job on that. Thank you. You're the best man.
For real.
Yeah. It's always risky, but that was worth it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'll know you back. And go ahead, 4,000.
Introducing the Xbox 720, formerly known as Project Heroes. The Xbox 720 will ship with a disc tray, as we have no plans to stop producing physical games. No, physical games are for weenies, right guys? Also introducing our new Ownership with Xbox program, where you'll truly own any first-party Xbox title that you spend money on, whether it's digital or physical. No. Since we just got rid of the ridiculous 14 layers of management on our games, The Elder Scrolls 6, Fallout 5, and Halo 6 will be Xbox 720 launch titles. And they'll be console exclusives, along with future Dukes and all Xbox first-party games. Please, Xbox, you'll lose it if this is what you do. Introducing the Xbox 720, formerly known as Project.
This guy was late on his Corvette payments and he didn't want it to get repoed, so he took 2 trucks, backed them up close enough, took a forklift, picked the Corvette up and put it on the back of the trucks. Let's see the repo man try to take that thing now, I'll tell you what. You mean to tell me I've been working on cars for 20-some years fighting with WD-40 and all this kinds of stuff to get rusty bolts loose? When this thing, all you gotta do is put it over top of the bolt and it comes right loose? You gotta be kidding me. Look at this. Watch this. Comes right off. What? Check this out. Did you know that if you take a little bit of shaving cream, put it on a microfiber towel, clean off your windshield with it, it'll actually make your windshield water resistant and it'll keep it from fogging up in the wintertime? Mechanics tip of the day, never use regular water inside your cooling components for your car because over time, this will rust the insides of the cooling components, and if you don't clean it out like this, it's gonna get clogged and you're gonna have a major problem. This has gotta be one of the best old school mechanic tricks of all time, and I'll tell you what, I've used this before. This has got me out of a sticky situation. Now with
transmission. Now, usually you take that tracing and put it on gasket material, but if you're in a tight spot and you need to get home, all you gotta do is take that cardboard, cut it out, and use that as your gasket. This guy was laid off.
AW.
You had any conversations with them since?
I talked to him the same day. He told me to me, but they're in high spirits. They're motivated. They're happy. You feel like they have the ball in their court, which is what they're out there.
Hey, it's RGK Jim. You already know whatever you do, do a lot of full motherfucking motion. We out this bitch. Let's go.
Career. It's been there. It's first time in his whole career. He was a Hall of Famer like this 5-6 years ago. Only black wrestler to ever win the world title at Mania. That's something that he can't take. That you can't take away from him. Never had any negative.
We out this motherfucker. Whatever you do, do a lot of full motherfucking motion.
Suspensions, never fines, never any of this. So he's walking out alone. It's in the end of the AW.
You had any conversations with them since?
I talked to him the same day. He told me to back to me, but they're high spirits. They're motivated. They're